We can just freeze.
Okay, we just like. Welcome to technical difficulties.
Wait, we're not frozen? Oh, damn it. I was holding my pose so well.
Dan, I see the stream on the right side of the screen. All right, you're on it. Was Shelly
Hey, wait
Dan
a minute.
A Dan
What?
Master?
Huh? That's sure, why not? I know little about what I'm doing, so that would be good for you.
Oh, I got a critical fail. Darn
Doesn't
it.
count yet.
Yeah, I know, but I think the app's rigged.
Yeah, but it's Dan's voice who says it, so that is kind of his fault. We never did sign contracts.
Yeah, it's like when you roll, what is it? A sea lion? Like
Yeah.
that's not Mike's fault. I lost my Twitter application. There
That's
it goes.
probably for the best, really.
One of our people who's
but I just got a
always listening.
notification that I want to retweet. You know, something about having fun playing D&D with people. Yeah.
That's not guaranteed. Yeah.
No,
that's-
nobody said that this was going to be fun.
yeah. This is...
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna start that now.
Recording in progress.
Oh,
I approve of being recorded. I do not approve of the fact that I'm currently unable to access Roll20.
I probably should find.
Could somebody put a link in the chat here to the Roll20 for us, please?
You got
Yes,
it.
please.
Here is in
because I
the
know I
chat.
have.
Actually, Slack is a little easier
Oh,
for me.
Can
too.
you put it in Zoom as well? Because I don't have Slack on this machine and I can't sign into it.
Done and done.
Oh, the links go everywhere.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Sorry.
please don't join that. That is like, I'll never forget the time that we accidentally tweeted out the Zoom link instead of the live stream link. Jason Snell did that once, and one poor listener who was very nice joined the Zoom call and was like, this is too close. Yeah.
Like, I love you, but not this much. Not
Yeah.
this much. Go
No,
away,
I think
people.
they were not. They were
Not like this.
They were ready to listen to D&D. They were not ready to play D&D, which I understand.
So-
You could have made them a sort of player character that
Mhm.
was also a non-player character. You're a good DM.
Somebody says no audio from Dan. Dan.
No audio from Dan.
Let's find out if
Dan, I did
roll
barely hear
20
that.
out.
what I did before was I mixed the audio in Audio Hijack before I sent it into OBS.
Dan, did I have you change it all last time to mess it up with the Crystal Stride music? All right. You get a minute.
Oh, shoot. I need to type this somewhere I can see it.
All right. Back. Really? No one can hear that?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
We can hear
just
you,
me.
but
it's very odd
OBS.
because it's basically mixed in loopback. So it's feeding in Zoom and my mic. Oh, was there something weird with me being in Zoom and the mic at the same time? How did I fix this before?
Little dude,
Oh,
if you knock over my coffee.
Oh, is this the latest kitten?
Yeah.
I have a launch name button, people. This is getting very exciting.
He's almost a year old.
Apparently, I'm creating a Roll20
Oh.
account now. I thought I might have had one. Hi, kitchen.
Okay. You probably did, but it's okay.
My password thingies don't seem to know about. So yes, English, that would be a good language to use.
I may need to reassociate your character with your new account once you get in.
I forgot that was something I needed to add. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Apparently, Safari is an unsupported browser, and I
Yeah.
have no means
It
to
is.
fix that. So
It works fine. I've
Oh,
used
I
it.
can be heard
So
now?
I'm in Safari on an iPad,
Okay.
and I'm in. I hope I can do something. But,
Excuse me. Yeah, I use Roll20 in Safari all the time.
okay.
I think if you were doing the AV stuff in Roll20, it would be a diminished experience, but we don't do the AV
Can you
stuff
hear
in Roll20.
live stream? Can you hear everyone?
So
and
Tony,
see
I'm
everyone
in. It
now?
looks like
That's the
I'm
question.
on I'm on our thing, so you shouldn't have to reassociate me.
Okay, you're not in the game yet, so
Launch game. But I just
There
saw
you
a
go.
TPK, so
Excellent.
There we go. All right.
Tony, I don't seem to have control of my token in Roll20.
let me change that. You were only technically in the last adventure.
Yes.
Yes, you sat
Shelley-
around for 2 episodes
Yeah,
waiting.
Shelly, can you move Kaleth around on the screen, or do I may need to change something? Hold on, I'm
not
yeah.
quite there yet.
I need to go
It's
fix
welcoming me. and I
Okay.
want it to get stuff
James in
welcoming
several
me.
places. This-
I need a lot of fixing. It's true.
well, I have to fix it on each map that I put your token on.
Yeah.
Spoiler: there's more than one map.
Oh no.
What?
Da, da,
I thought we were just going to hang out in the
That wasn't
pub.
part of the deal.
Pray do not alter it
Alright.
further.
Oh, look. All those people. I know those people.
Oh, it says there's 2 Shellys
Wait,
now. so
D&D
that'll be-
Beyond's built dice by Peacock into it?
Yes.
Rude.
Ow.
Oh, and it doesn't work on my iPhone.
Dice
This is
not by
brilliant.
Peacock.
Trying to take me like a
Technically.
live picture. That's not.
It doesn't work.
I don't know what's happening here.
Madness. I like the people in the chat were like, we can't hear Monty. And then was people like, no, Monty just hasn't said anything. That seems right.
Hello, live stream. It's me, Monty.
Tony, that is an excellent Monty impression. I commend you.
You know what's really great? The 1970s and dice and Seattle. I'm Monty, actually.
Mm.
Uh,
I can find myself. Maybe I can.
Just for that, Tony.
Roll20 has actually just gone into focus for me. Yay. Did I
Oh,
mention
Shelley,
I'm on a very
because
bad
you're in
internet
a-
connection?
you're in a new account. I see you're going to want to go in and change your AV settings in Roll20. Otherwise, you may get weird things. There's a broadcast and receive from others that you're going to want to
Because
turn
I turned
off.
off the mic in the video, but I guess
I would even go further and disable the audio and video in
All right, where is that? Okay.
there's a gear flower shaped
Okay.
icon, and then it says I want to broadcast to others and I want to receive from them.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah, because we
Alright.
use Zoom for that part.
As soon as I.
Real FM's Discord has a desk day on the 13th every month. And so I will post a picture of today's desk
Today's
tomorrow.
technically a desk, improvised desk.
It has a desk.
Well, put it
day?
this way,
Why?
it-
I don't
it
know anything
holds-
about this.
It's a microphone and a laptop and an XLR interface
Mm-hmm.
in precarious positions. Therefore, I believe it could be known as a desk.
Well, that's a question for John Syracuse. So what defines a desk?
I don't have that kind of
Better
time.
not.
I
right.
mean, it's not a robot.
No.
Also, my character still moves, so you don't need to reassociate me.
Okay.
All right. How are we doing technology wise?
But we're fine.
/ Shelly.
Right after I sneeze, though.
For the thing I want to disable, I'm looking at this long list of stuff. Secondary click.
I love how Dan's waiting for that sneeze. I'm wondering if it's going
I
away.
I
or-
muted it just
Clear
way
it
in
out.
advance,
know,
and then
I
I was
know.
like, yeah, no, I got it. All right, we're good.
All right.
Oh, video audio. Here, I found it. Okay. Video
So-
output none. Audio input source none. Go away. Nope, don't want you.
Can everyone else move their icons around on the screen successfully?
Yes. Oh, where
Want to
can we go?
broadcast to others? No.
Yep.
Yes, I'm just moving around on this. It looks like a hand.
No,
Tony.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
6
yeah.
feet.
Well,
I
it's-
remember the hand.
I'm
It
glad
seems
that
like
this is the
adventures involve
adventure
a
that's
hand
going to
for me.
explain everything.
Yeah, this is the last
Elaine,
White
did I
Sparrow one,
forget
right?
to-
This is the epilogue
No,
where
no,
we
no.
finally
No.
find out about the hand.
No.
Wasn't this the third? Second?
Elaine, did I delete your icon or did you move your icon somewhere I can't see?
I moved my icon, but then I moved it back, but then the cat stepped on the keyboard.
Okay.
There's a lot happening here.
So yeah, like I'm not entirely certain what happened with
All
the
right.
icon.
Hold on a second. I'm just going to give you an icon because I don't see your icon anywhere.
I have no clue where mine is either. And Tony, I turned off the receive from others. Do I also want to turn off I'm sorry, the send to others. Do I also want to turn off receive from others for audio and video?
Yeah,
Yes.
turn it all off. Turn it all off.
Shelly, if your character is Caleth, you are on the rightmost finger of the hand, I believe. It is very difficult to see you there.
The pinky finger.
I didn't put myself there, but as soon as I get this other thing.
No.
We're blaming Tony for all of it.
Oh, sorry. I just had a snoozing panda pop up on my screen, and I remembered that Easter egg and how fun it is.
It's got to have the Pascal branding everywhere throughout this adventure.
Well, that's right. I want to be down here, peeking out.
I like that we've all taken a finger of the hand to stand on.
I'm behind the
I'm
finger.
kind of standing on the base of the thumb. I'll go to the top of the thumb.
You get a better view.
It's a slightly more precarious position, but I'm good with it. Oh, no, I'm just in thin air there.
Now to find myself. Okay, God. This is not.
There we go.
See all of you. All of your big heads. Make the heads.
Oh, I see Bellin.
Yeah.
I pasted a new Bellin in.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just gonna start recording now because I'm gonna forget later if I
Good
don't.
idea.
Oh yeah.
I'm
whatever,
going to click
do
my
that.
recording button too. Oh,
I am
yes.
now recording.
Yes. Recording. Levels.
Hello. Recording.
Oh, D&D Beyond app is finished installing.
So live stream. Let's see here.
I'm gonna
Just
start
getting
the
things set up.
bootleg in the audio
Yeah, set the
live stream.
bootleg recording now, Dan. I'll tell the live stream / bootleg what we're doing
Hello, bootleg.
once we're recording. Are we doing a bootleg now, Dan?
Bootleg is rolling.
Hello, bootleg. We're doing something somewhat ill-advised today. That's, I mean, you know,
More ill-advised than usual.
it's within range of our normal ill-advisedness. So last year, literally a year ago, in September of 2020, we played this adventure from the Fantastic Adventures collection of books called The Queen of Redwater, about a group of goblins led by a bugbear who had taken over a dam and shut off the flow of water to the whole valley, which includes the White Sparrow area and the farms around it. And so the people were suffering and were basically ransoming the water. Our adventurers went up and tried to deal with this. It did not go well. Many adventurers were knocked unconscious. Rosemary as Gamika basically negotiated that we're just going to walk away. And so no one died, but it sure came close. And technically things were not resolved. One character who we'll meet soon was rescued from the bugbears in that, and several of our players and characters have returned. But basically there is in that episode there was a lot of like, oh, how do we finish this out, we're out of time, and I narrated like a 1 minute like, this is how the adventure actually ends. Jason Snell said that's kind of not so great. Do you guys want to come back a year later and actually do that as an adventure? And I said, all right, whatever, I'm easily swayed. So I've recruited this group of players to come back, and we're going to kind of do this. These the edited version of those adventures from last year are being released right now. So the edited version of the session we are recording today will be released in the next few weeks. But there is the slightly weird juxtaposition here where we are basically doing stuff that happened right after things we actually played and recorded almost literally a year ago. So there'll be some interesting continuity gaps. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. I have basically written a mini micro adventure epilogue for the mini adventure Queen of Redwater. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and that's what we will start doing shortly once we make sure all the technology stuff is working.
Thank you, by the way, Tony.
That was for both players and listeners. So, and listeners, thank you for listening to the bootleg / live stream. There are 17 people watching now. Players, I tweeted a thing. If you want to point people to that, do that. I think we will get started in just a moment. Anything else we need to figure out technology wise?
No.
Well, I've got one question. On my map, I see very large thumbnails of all of you, and I would just as soon not see them. Is there a close box that I'm missing somewhere?
Yes, in the settings, you can go to...
Oh, of course it's in settings.
In the settings, where you so recently were, where it says player video / avatar size, you can change that to names only.
Because you guys are enormous.
Thank you.
And I mean in terms of skill and bravery.
We're big in China.
Yeah.
Hence my desperate attempt last time for us to end up not dead, because so skillful and awesome.
Name only. Woo! There you go. So
All right.
much more stuff happening.
Can you now see the screen okay? And you can see the player icons, and you can move your icon around on the map.
Thumb. Yes.
Try moving your character around.
One moment, please. Do that. Because I'm probably not meant to stay on the thumb of the hand all day. Oh, I'm moving the screen. God, touch screens are fun. I seem to be moving the menu, and I mean the screen and not the character.
All right. I have done the tweet. I have verified the app works. I have Roll20. I have Zoom. I have a microphone, and I have drinks.
2 turntables. We're gonna do this thing. Everyone else good?
Yep. I just paused because I thought you were going to go straight into the intro, though.
I was just waiting for.
I mean, if we're pausing,
Shelley, you're able to.
Actually,
When I move it, I am moving the menu display. Not moving my character. I don't know if that's an iPad thing or what, but she's not.
I don't know.
moving it.
Any advice for people who use
Do you have a
Roll20 on
magic
an
keyboard
iPad?
attached to your iPad, Shelley, or are you doing this on touchscreen?
Touch screen.
Try
I mean,
tapping
I
the
have a
character
keyboard, but I'm
and
not
then
using
tapping where you want the character to go instead of dragging
Let's
it.
try that. And let's try that. Does it work? I mean, I have a keyboard. It's not a magic keyboard, but I do have a keyboard here.
Yeah.
So.
And worst case
No,
scenario,
it's-
we can move you around.
Just like
you need-
might be the best
Alright.
thing to do if I can draft somebody to move.
Yeah.
Sorry
And
about
you'll
that.
You'll just give us very specific where do you want to be, where do you not want to be, kind of stuff. All right. Let us do the thing. Dan, we're doing the Dan's talking to someone.
No, I was fixing it. It's very warm in here, and I was trying to get my ceiling fan set to the right level, which is low, so it comes down.
You don't want it too low, Dan. You'll hit your head.
Tell me about it.
So
You
you're
have
very
a
tall.
Raiders of the Lost Ark situation.
Yeah.
A free haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like it worked.
Yeah. Just a little off the top.
Headphone cut.
All right. Let's save all this great jokes for the actual episode. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Today, we are doing more mini adventures. That's right. We are doing the Queen of Redwater continues. You thought that adventure ended when they all got defeated by the bugbears, but no, it turns out that they have not resolved the matter at hand. So I've collected a group of players that they brought their characters to deal with stuff. Allow me to introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then we will dive into things. First up on the live stream listing of people. So first up in introductions, it's Shelley Brisbane. Hi, Shelley.
Hello, I am Calith Leiden, a high elf sorcerer.
Next up, Rosemary Orchard.
Hello, I am Rosemary, also known as Gameka. I am a high elf bard.
Also Monty Ashley.
hello, I am Monty Ashley, and I am playing Krong, a bugbear rogue.
Next up, the one, the only, the James Thompson.
I am playing Samson Jotham, a gnome artificer who thought he'd escaped this adventure.
And last but certainly not least, it's Aline Sims.
Hello, I play Bellin Greybeard, the mountain dwarf fighter who recently heard a bard sing a song that included the lyrics, "Wise men say only fools rush in," and she's really taken that to heart.
And helping me out running the stream, providing NPC voices as a very secretive operative. In some circles, he responds only to the code name The Biscuit. But here at Total Party Kill, we know him as Dan Morin. Dan, thanks for returning as assistant to the regional dungeon master.
It's good to be back. I wish you hadn't compromised my operational security. I have to go.
Well, you still have that fake name, Dan Morin. So, you got that going for you. So, all right. Let us remind you what happened last time, because it's been a while since we actually played. A group of goblins and led by some bugbears has taken control of an ancient dwarven dam near the valley that the town of White Sparrow sits in, and they have activated that dam and shut off the flow of water to all the farms in the surrounding area. So the people of White Sparrow are suffering, and you were hired, recruited by Sheriff Rick Willamane to go and deal with them. You navigated up the cliff sides across the dam and basically did kind of a frontal assault on the dam itself, which may not have been the most tactically advantageous way to deal with things. Many an adventurer was knocked unconscious. You did rescue a dwarven artificer who had been captured by the bugbears, and thanks to the quick work of Gemika, were able to escape with your lives, though many people were not doing so great. So 4 days have passed since then. You're all healed up, but the people of White Sparrow are still not doing well. There's still no water, crops are dying, people are suffering, and I believe Santham Jotham is probably still despondent about the loss of his I don't know what is coworker, partner,
best friend, I think.
Best friend, a variety of
only
titles.
friend.
Yeah,
Your best friend is someone you made.
the friend.
I think
Let's
all
reflect on that for a little bit.
Yeah,
Are we not friends, Sansom Jotham?
Yeah, I mean,
he said
maybe not
spookily.
best friends. You didn't recognize me at the end of the last adventure, I will point out.
You were covered in a cloth.
Yeah. So the adventure is not resolved. So we join our group back in White Sparrow. Please, at this point, you should be at full hit points. Any spell slots you've spent have been recharged. Any death saving throws you made last time, which several of you, have been reset. You're doing better, but it is time for a different plan for how you're going to deal with this situation. I'm not sure what happens next.
Well, I'm assuming that we are going to be in a tavern, because that seems to be the
you
standard.
Are. The Ever Shady Tavern, the only tavern in White Sparrow.
Slurping up onion soup, goblin onion soup, I believe we determined.
It is. I will tell you, onion soup rations are limited due to the lack of water. So it is a dry, crunchy onion soup. It is basically an onion that someone has taken a hammer to and put in a bowl. So because there is a significant broth shortage in White Sparrow.
Good soup.
So they're not paying the 1,000 gold?
They don't have 1,000 gold. There was the whole situation where they hired you to deal with that.
So
I don't think we got 1,000 gold to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you have significantly less than 1,000. You know, there may have been some discussions over the last couple of days as you rested and recuperated. You may have pooled your money and discovered that, I don't know, maybe you have 400 gold between you, which is so well short of 1,000.
So Samson has a plan. An
please share.
entirely foolproof plan.
Blow up the dam?
Well, I think he sort of pulls out a large blueprint and unrolls it on the tavern table.
How efficient looking is this blueprint, Santham Jotham?
This looks like he has spent most of his time drawing it and not as much time actually coming up with the plan. But
so you're saying
so he
great
drew
blueprint,
it,
mediocre plan.
not necessarily from any information. He just drew it from his own beliefs about what's out there.
Samson
Well, that's
was,
right. You were trapped down there, weren't you? You have
yes.
more knowledge.
So I have
than we do.
insider knowledge
Yes.
of the workings of this dam.
And you're an artificer, and what's a dam but a giant artifact?
Exactly. So I'm putting together a heist, and I need a crew.
Danny Ocean.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
I had a whole pitch, but I don't need the pitch. You've just all said yes.
I mean,
I need the
I'm just
pitch.
reckless.
I don't want to go back there. That was a big blow to my ego. So tell me more here.
Okay, so it's a foolproof plan. There's just one slight issue. How many of you can breathe underwater?
I am not part fish.
No,
Okay,
I
well-
have some ability with spells to deal with water, to manipulate water in various ways, but I can't breathe underwater.
Okay, well, it's
Also,
a
I
small
wear-
detail.
I'm wearing I forget what armor, like plate, or I'm wearing heavy. armor here.
Anti-float
Not
armor.
yeah, anti-float armor. Exactly. Yeah.
I have a feeling my ankle length dress might interfere with my ability to swim. Just a little bit.
Okay, we
you have
can
to
deal.
buy us new clothes is basically what we're saying here.
Well, we have 400 gold pieces as we have established, and we are going to need to do some shopping.
Oh boy,
I mean,
shopping.
Well,
I wasn't
we're
aware
at that phase of the
White Sparrow had
heist.
stores.
We're at the phase of the
gonna get
heist where
the
we get our
biggest
stuff
hat.
together. Yeah, you can have whatever hat you want.
Could somebody just refresh my memory? Do we need to be worried about people overhearing us plot?
No, you're beloved heroes of the town of White Sparrow. The tavern at this point. There are no other heroes available. Sometimes there are other adventurers passing through. The tavern is pretty sparsely. There's not a lot of people here, and the people that are here are relatively recognizable. We'll say miners and farmers, and the good salt of the earth working people of White Sparrow. Except for there's one real weird looking guy over by the bar.
So
that's the next hour of the adventure. Let's hear about this weird looking guy, Tony.
Give me a perception check, Krong.
Can I help with that, by the way?
Well, I rolled a 17, and
I do not need to help.
16.
All right. -1. Huh?
Yep.
That comes from being raised in a world of darkness. So there's a kind of strange looking character you don't recognize over by the bar. That's unusual in White Sparrow. There's just, there's a limited clientele here. But he looks, he's wearing like kind of a big floppy straw hat. But you notice that he's got slightly kind of reptilian features, Krong, including kind of the lower half of his body is just kind of like, how a lot of humanoids have legs.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
What if your legs were just kind of one shape together, and then like kind of into like a spirally bit at the bottom?
There's a snake guy over there.
Excellent perception.
Yes. And he does have arms and his hands. He's wearing kind of a long, baggy coat, but you notice his hands are kind of green and scaly. He's drinking a beverage.
Seems like somebody who'd be pretty good in a watery environment.
Yeah.
Well, I should probably tell you the second part of the plan. Rather than
please do.
Yes.
So we need to get into the dam quietly, because the frontal assault, I gather, did not go perfectly last time. I had a bag over my head for most of it, but I could hear a lot, and
we killed a lot of people before we got in that room.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
I heard you for at least 2 hours beforehand.
We were insulting goblins and then murdering them. It was great.
Yeah, I was pretending to be one of them. I could do that again if we need to. I think we killed that guy, actually, but yeah.
So perhaps a better, more stealthy approach might be we go in underwater, and we will come up in the middle of the dam. We can do this quietly. We go in, we rescue a good friend of mine who's being held captive, and we disable the dam, and we can be out of there. No problems. Nobody will see us. It'll all go flawlessly.
If we disable the dam, will there be a flood that inundates this entire town?
That's a detail which I think we'll just have to see how it plays out.
We might rescue the town. We might unrescue the town.
I mean, there'll certainly, of all the people left alive, everyone will be rescued.
Tony, if the dam goes away,
dear friend Samson Totham,
about the geography of White Sparrow and this dam.
Yeah.
If the dam goes away, will the town be inundated?
You would probably, if the dam went away, that would be bad. But if the dam, there is a large body of water behind the dam. So if the dam was somehow obliterated, that would inundate the valley in water very quickly, which would be bad.
So we don't want to disable the
Well,
Yeah.
I,
Well,
so
we
So we don't
wanna-
want to explode the dam.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't want to
Disabling
explode
it.
the dam.
We
But
want
let
to
wash it
operate
through.
the dam.
Yes.
The plan involves,
You want to open the
using
dam.
engineering
Open.
expertise to
Yes.
carefully control release of water.
Yes.
Excellent.
The,
Excellent.
The bugbears have closed all the sluices and blocked off the flow of water. You would like to open those again. I do not recommend, nor do I think any of you have the ability to obliterate and explode the giant dam.
I mean, we've got 400 gold pieces.
Gold pieces are notoriously explosive when used in water. So yes,
Little known
gold,
fact.
secretly made out of sodium. So yeah. Have fun.
If I make a machine that can turn gold into sodium, then we've got it.
Yeah, I like it.
But that's not the plan. But we're gonna need to find a way to get underwater for a significant distance so that we can come up inside this dam working.
Does anybody have a submarine, like in their pocket?
I left it in the other adventure.
Dang it!
I think there might be a possibility that we could find some potions that could help us with this. And all we need to do is find a shady potion seller.
Not
Our eyes all
Anybody
go
know
over
anyone of
to the
those?
snake guy at the bottom.
who is wearing a t-shirt that says shady,
Shady potion
potion
seller?
seller.
Ask me about my discount potions.
Okay, quick question. Do we need to be worried about being sold a potion that does not do what we expect it to do?
Yes, I think that is.
Excellent.
Being shady sort of implies that, doesn't it?
I think that, you know,
There's shady as in operating outside of the law, and shady as in also lies to customers.
And six
Yeah,
minutes
I
of shady
know.
tree,
Outside the
you
law.
know, all the meanings of shady.
yeah, the t-shirt doesn't say respectable potion seller, and also they're in a bar. So
Could just be having a relaxing evening. You never know.
I mean, I'm
People
making
keep asking me
assumptions.
so many questions that are clearly answered by my shirt about how the shady potion sells.
I think we need to go perhaps to talk to this person and see what they have to perhaps sell. So Samson strolls over to said person and says, "What brings you to this bar tonight? Is it the plot?"
Is it Tony? Is this me?
Is you?
All right. Sorry. Salutations, my dear friend. How may I be of assistance to you? I'm but merely a shady potion. No. I am merely a purveyor, a salesman, if
Yes,
you will.
salesman.
Salesman of
Great syllabants.
spontaneous, superfluous.
You got it. You got it. Keep going.
Superfluous is just a fancy word for superfluid.
Superfluid. Hence, a potion, an elixir, word that begins with S.
You have very
Substance.
specific
solution.
needs. You wouldn't happen to have anything that would let people say breathe underwater?
Underwater breathing, a popular solution to certain aquatic problems. I might indeed have a potion that suits your needs. Let us perhaps discuss silver, perhaps, or...
Oh, we can do better than silver.
Oh, well, then, I by all means...
What kind of negotiation is this? Let's talk silver. No, how about gold?
You'd like us to wash your house?
We're looking for a 5-pack.
Bulk discount.
Are there deals for multiple purchases?
Deals. You wish to speak of discounts. But I cannot necessarily
speaking
necessarily
gold?
offer a discount. I am but a mere traveling salesman, and thus I must make my money where I can. I have quite a large assortment of potions that may be of interest to you? Are you perhaps in need of, shall we say, some berserk potion, some bloodlust potion, some potion of sleep?
I mean, perhaps.
Perhaps.
What about the water breathing that we
You
mentioned?
seem singularly fixated on this one. Perhaps we can do business. I will charge you a mere 180 gold pieces for a
For
potion.
5, that seems.
For
In-
a singular potion.
Oh,
No,
I'm afraid we might need to take our business elsewhere.
Very well. You are more than welcome to. I assume there are many fine salespeople in this lovely village of White Sparrow.
Look, we can do 400, and that's it for 5.
400.
could I I'd like to cast a little spell.
Oh, good.
I'd like to cast Charm Person.
Oh.
And I'm
Interesting
gonna need a
choice.
little guidance from my dungeon master
Can
as to
I
how I would
help?
proceed. Yes, I would like that. Please.
Okay, charm person. I always like to look up the rules for this because they're very specific. So you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. You're not doing that.
No.
If it fails, the saving throw is charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. And the key word there is friendly acquaintance.
Hang
There are
on,
sometimes
hang
where
on.
it's like, people have charmed someone, they're like, okay, now murder your best friend. And it's like, do you have a lot of friendly acquaintances that engage in casual murder for you? What are
I
your
mean, yes,
workplaces
but-
like, people?
No, but I
Shelley?
feel like friendly. Yes.
Does he know he's been charmed when charm wears off?
When the spell
Yes.
ends,
Good
the creature
question.
know it was charmed by you.
Don't do it, please.
Don't do it.
Well,
Yeah,
first-
I think this could backfire on us.
I
It will
mean,
it'll backfire immediately, and I'm not crazy about just stealing from this guy.
Well, I mean, stealing. I was hoping to get a discount. Well, I wasn't planning to like take his potions and run. My goal was to get a lesser price.
If you use charm person to get a better price than he would give you voluntarily, you're stealing from him.
I mean, technically, he's stealing from us.
What are you looking for? A friends and family discount?
Yes, I would love to be your friend. Can I be your friend, please?
Or at least a co-worker.
Yeah.
Rule number 1 of sales. No discounts for friends.
Yeah.
He's a good salesman.
There is the challenge. I think if you try to charm someone and it fails, they would be aware of it.
I see.
And then, of course, after the charm wears off, an hour later, they would know that they had been magically enhanced. There is, we get into, there are some complicated questions here about what is the nature of being charming, not illegal. Charming people, it's a gray area through the use of magic. There would be a variety of cities in the world of D&D where using a charm person and any kind of business arrangement might be illegal. Out here, White Sparrow, the fringes of civilization, I feel like, the law and order is it's more of a judgment call.
I mean, my concern is the risk to us more so
Yes.
than the law and order part.
There is the situation if you try to charm someone and fail, it's they would be probably they would react hostilely to you.
I
So
see. Well, I will accept those warnings and I will stand down because
I think it
perhaps
was
you adventurers have some more experience. So this is actually my first adventure, my
Yeah.
character. So she had a good idea, but listened to the wise counsel of her colleagues.
Mhm.
My dear
Is there potentially something we could offer that is not gold that might assist you?
Have you any platinum?
I mean, no.
I'm saying this in the friendliest of manners, that you open the conversation with silver.
Yes, I accept silver, I accept gold, I accept electrum in relevant quantities. I would be happy, your friend said, 400 gold pieces, and I would be very happy to take your 400, give you 2 potions, and give you some change in addition. 2 potions.
How
2 potions for
about-
400
Loot.
and a little bit back.
If we can pull off this heist, which we're not telling you about,
Do you say that to him?
No,
no, that was I turned to the camera
we're
at
huddling.
that point.
Our group is huddling several feet away, counting its.
We're speaking
It's-
so simple.
It's pretty great when Samson turns to empty air and explains his plan.
Yes. He's used to talking to a panda, and without the panda, it's just blank.
Just be
Once we pull off this heist and we get the reward, we'll have money to pay this person. So we
you
could
Trying
suggest.
to buy on credit?
Yes. Is he
With
standing under a
interest.
sign that says
Rule number
no?
2 of salesmanship. No credit.
Visa or MasterCard only.
American
credit.
Express.
Listen, you, my dear sir, seem as though you are in dire straits. So perhaps I may offer you this. I would not say this to just anyone, but you seem a respectable sort. I have this other selection of potions, and I would be willing to let those go for, let us say, half the usual price. They are a discount, a lesser brand, but I assure you, very fine merchandise, nevertheless.
So, how long would we be able to breathe underwater with these potions?
Let's not worry about details. I'm sure they would be sufficient.
I don't think he said at all that we could breathe underwater. He said he has discount potions, but he hasn't told us what they do at all.
Yeah.
I think he
These
certainly.
could just make us hungry.
That's it. It's onion soup with
It
water.
gives you the munchies. That's right.
I mean, we can't. Our choice is this: we buy 2 good potions, split the party, which would be bad. Have some people go to the front, some people go under the back.
How
I'm not sure.
long do we need to hold our breath with this plan?
It is quite a distance. I think
How long?
we're talking like half an hour to an hour, depending on how fast we're moving.
Right. So discount probably not going to cut it, basically.
I mean, they might cut it. It just depends how much we can
If we can be
trust.
speedy.
Yeah.
He wants 900 gold for us
How-
to
how
save
many-
1,000 gold.
How many potions are included in the discount? One.
So he said half price, so that's 90 each, which doesn't we've got 400 gold.
So we're still only going to get 4.
We might be able to get some shiny trinkets or something and make up the
I
difference.
have a loot and jeweler's tools, if that is actual bargainable.
Could you make a jeweled loot?
You might be able to get them down to for all your money for 400. You might, the quality of the merchandise you're getting is certainly suspect.
Right.
Sorry.
I can check in a disguise tool and a
sus-
candle and a backpack if we need to. Oh wait, if I check in the backpack, I can't carry my bedroll.
You have to carry all your stuff
It's
in
a
your
real
arms.
gift of the, real
While
gift of the Magi
while you're
situation.
swimming through the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
I-
Let's cancel that.
I see hesitation on your face, and perhaps I can make this offer more palatable to your taste. I will give you 5. Let us call it 5 of these discount potions for your 400 gold that I believe you said you had.
Yeah.
I hate to see a sail walk away.
What about a sail drowning?
I guess I'd like some assurance of the quality. You said these weren't name brand potions, but my concern is what the potion's function actually is. We haven't really discussed that.
I assure you, these are underwater breathing potions, just as I said. perhaps not the finest brand that I carry in my supply.
Okay, so
You can
basically,
end up with gills that don't go away.
I mean, that
You'll
would be
have to
bad.
consult the side effects yourself.
Can
For
I read
1
the
in
side effects,
10.
please? Of potentially an empty bottle or something I don't wish to steal from you.
Very small print.
Is there a large
I can
sheet
buy
that
glass.
unfolds?
It's fine. I have
I was
jewelry.
gonna say she's got pretty good eyes, probably.
It's important to note that potion, there's no legal definition of potion.
Yeah, this is
So,
not
as-
approved by the
as-
FDA or
Yeah,
anything.
we are just stealing jokes from the chat.
I mean, I think our choice is basically we take these potions, and either we all die, in which case this is a really short epilogue, or we
Tony
don't.
just made us.
But cleanly wrapped up, I'll point out.
Yeah,
Tony made us come back because he didn't like that we escaped last time.
That's
I
right.
mean,
We almost got the TPK.
One person, we could buy the potions. The difficulty is if we buy the potions, we buy them. But one person could try the potion
Sure.
if they wanted to volunteer, see
Uh,
how it worked.
How are
My-
they going
my-
to communicate back to us that it
That's-
worked? Because they
that's-
can't go there and
Yeah.
come back.
If
and
they
then go
drown,
again.
Yeah.
it didn't work.
I think there is one other little detail from the plan that I may have left out.
Right.
The potions are going to be a one-way trip.
Yeah, I
So-
kind of gathered that by buying 5.
We are going to get in. We're going to save everyone. How we get out is something that we're going to have to work on,
We
kind
have
of
a
on the
bugbear.
fly.
It'll be fine.
Out the front door after they're all dead. Let's go.
Yeah.
Buy
If
the
we can-
potion. Buy the potions.
If
Yeah,
we
and
can
what-
rescue my friend, I think we're not going to have a problem getting out.
I mean, we
Right.
got out of the
Wonderful.
dam before. I feel like we can climb or do there are various ways to get out of the works of that dam, assuming we're not being attacked at the time.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
The nature of the dam, though it's not designed to be a fortress, has a lot of fortress-like properties. Getting in is significantly harder than getting out. So
Yeah, I'm with Krong. Let's just do it. We let these people down. We can't even have soup anymore. Like, we need to figure this
It's
out.
not even worth living.
Yeah.
you just
Have
look
you
around
seen the
bar,
warehouse?
see
It's
that
full of onions
Yeah.
just going to waste.
you
Yeah.
look around. You just, as you're thinking about it, you
Awful.
look around the bar, the Ever Shady Tavern, and just look at the just sad, dejected faces of several
Soupless people.
farmers trying to eat an onion that's been beat up with a hammer with a spoon, and just looking real sad as they one sad looking farmer puts his spoon in, and he's trying to get like a piece of onion. He's just got one whole onion that he's just kind of gumming at, and it's just
Why
like,
don't
this
they
is not
just
living,
kinda-
people.
Eat it like an apple. That would be much easier.
Well,
Well,
it's
it's
hard.
also-
They're dedicated to the principle of onion soup, and it's hard.
Well, it's
to
hurting
change.
their social lives too, because nobody wants to be around them because they all smell like onions now.
I mean, they
But
were.
if
eating
everyone
onion
smells
soup.
of onions, it's...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess there's a point there, but even so,
So, I mean, I think if Samson has demonstrated anything over all these adventures, is that he is a brave adventurer. So I think we're going to go
Brave
for
is
this
another
plan.
another word for foolish. Yes.
Let's take the discount potions, and we'll either go out in a blaze of water, or we will
I
we
mean-
will return victorious.
If it turns out that the potion doesn't work, we could just surface and go to the shore
Yes.
and walk back here, right?
And then beat him up. Yes.
Yeah. Like there isn't a lot of time where we're underwater
No.
and stuck. So
It would be pretty obvious if it worked. I think there's certainly the implication that, when you buy some off-brand potions, perhaps, I think it's like expired medication. Maybe it doesn't last. It still does something, but maybe not quite as well.
I suspect dice
But
rolling
it's
will be in our
probably not.
future.
It's probably not
Yeah.
poison. Probably not.
Probably not poison.
probably
The
Did I
slogan
mention
Poison
of
fills me with confidence. Let's do
That's-
this,
yeah.
people.
that's
Let's
right
do
on the
this.
label.
I
It's
mean,
probably not
poison.
poison.
Poison is like
That's
You know,
actually the
it-
brand. The brand is probably not poison
Yeah.
potions.
I
yeah.
can't believe it's not
Perfect.
poison.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not poison. Well, look, poison is a lot of work. It's much easier if you're going to be a sketchy potion salesman.
I'm
I
not
think
going to
it's a lot
sell
easy-
you my best poison. That
Yeah,
would
it's
just
a lot
be
easier to
ridiculous.
sell you stuff that's not anything than it is to make.
I would be
poison.
easier to sell you water.
Yeah.
water is exactly the thing that we're trying to avoid.
Oh, that's a good point. It probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
water.
So, All right. I think Krong has pushed us forward. Have you pooled your money and bought 5
Yeah, we've
questionable?
bought 5
Yeah.
sketchy
It's
potions.
a pleasure doing business with you. I hope to see you soon.
Yes, we shall see.
And at that, your money in hand, and perhaps not waiting for you to get any ideas about refunds or even a receipt, the potion salesman slithers out of the Ever Shady Tavern. An invoice, never a bill of sale, never to be seen again.
You didn't even ask him his name.
No, they didn't. I thought I came up with a pretty good name for it.
Good name.
No one ever asked anyone's name in my adventures, and honestly, seems a little rude.
I was about to ask, but you fast forwarded past. Let's go.
I did. I will tell you. So you each have basically like a little glass orb, and it's got kind of a murky liquid in it. You can see little kind of bubbles floating around, almost as if it is carbonated, and it looks kind of like brackish seawater in a little glass orb with a little, stopper at the top. And I will tell you, just, your adventures, you probably have been around long enough, or at least heard from other adventures. You could always, one way to kind of test a potion, if you had received a potion that you didn't know what it was, you could smell or even take a little sip of it to figure out what it does. But you know that the idea would be these are allegedly potions of water drinking. They allow you to breathe underwater for 1 hour after drinking this potion. I wouldn't recommend using this until you're at least within sight of the water you want to breathe under, because I will tell you, the place that you need to breathe water under is more than an hour's walk from where you currently are. So, yes.
I think
I was gonna say maybe like swim as far as we can and then take the potion.
Yeah, depends.
Yeah. I mean, we can travel by land and then jump in the water.
Yeah, I mean, but then like swim out to the part where we have to go under the water and then take it, type thing.
Is there any
a couple of extra seconds
business you want to accomplish in White Sparrow? I'll remind you, the dam itself is quite a trek from here. And last time you basically went up the cliff sides on top of the dam and then tried to go down through the dam from the top. This time you're going to basically kind of go probably around the other way and in through kind of the lake on the other side of the dam. Samson, Jotham, you know that area kind of well. There's this huge lake formed by the dam, and it looks like it was probably at one point. I'm just telling you what you remember from your travels. You're not there yet. Kind of a quarry that was hollowed out that they probably used to manufacture the rock and stone for the dam itself. So it is kind of very steep cliff sides all around this lake. But Samson, there's a place where there's kind of a rocky beach that would probably be the easiest way to access the dam. I forget exactly how long I said it took you to get there last time, but I think the answer is more than a day's travel, especially to get kind of beyond the dam to this lake on the other side of the dam.
To the beach.
Anything else you want to accomplish in White Sparrow before you head out there?
Kind of spent all our money. So,
is there anything particularly heavy that we're carrying that we don't need that we should leave behind?
I'm thinking
I've noticed I have an iron pot, and I'm thinking that might drown me potentially.
But I think one of the things might be that if we're weighed down, we can walk along the bottom.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll keep it.
So you might want to sort of like
a one-way pot. You go down and then when you drop it to leave it there.
Yeah, this is the ballast that will keep us down and under the radar.
If anyone needs ballast, that is there are I suspect between here and the dam a variety of rocks.
Yes,
we can keep all of our things until we get there.
Yes,
pro tip: we don't know what we're going to meet.
Yeah, pro tip: wait until you're much closer to the dam to pick up a heavy rock. Don't pick up the first heavy rock you see outside the tavern and bring it all the way to the dam.
Why not? Why not?
But if you see a nice rock on the way, it's a pretty one.
All right.
Wait, do they come in purple?
We're just going rock collecting, eh?
This is the stuff of adventure.
Building our own dam.
Yes.
Anything else you want to do?
I mean, we're all pretty rested. We've got a reasonable amount of gear.
Everybody eat some onions before you go.
Yeah, we should take some onions in case we get hungry on the way.
I mean, I assume those are pretty much free for the taking because nobody can do anything with them.
Yeah, I think there's a sign behind the bar that's like onions, 1 for a copper piece, 5 for a copper piece, free and increasingly crossed out. Yeah. So,
and we
Yep.
can throw them at people,
mhm.
if we need
They
to
can serve as ballast.
if
Like
we
it.
need to fake crying at any point,
Mhm.
an onion could be helpful.
All right.
Brilliant.
So you set out, you travel over the land. It is, it's a hot day. It's summer here in the valley. And it is, there's just, things are kind of dry and not pleasant for your hike across the open countryside in the direction of the dam. And you do have to kind of scale up some kind of mountainous terrain and then come back down on the other side of that to reach the lakeshore that Samson Jotham was familiar with. I am going to take you to another map that I prepared. So you should see your characters in kind of the bottom right corner of this map. So there's a place where there's kind of a path down from the green cliffs to a sandy, rocky beach below. And I will tell you, just as you're kind of at the top of the cliffs, looking down, you have a perfect view of the kind of the beach and the huge lake reservoir beyond, created by the dam, and kind of just parked in the middle of this little inlet here where the beach is. I don't know, 30 or 40 feet out into the water, there is a rowboat, and there look to be two, I would say, greenish humanoids in that rowboat, just sitting on the lake.
This might be a good point for that charm person spell.
Oh, I was going to do something else to these guys.
You are up at
Krong,
the
you're
top
very
of the-
charming. Don't sell yourself
We're a good ways
short.
away from them right now. Yes, we're.
Oh,
we're
you
not.
are very far away from them, and you're up on a cliffside. There is no way that they would be. You're like almost 100 feet away from them, up on the cliffs. They are oblivious to your presence. They're in a tactically here. They have a commanding view of the lake. They do not have a commanding view of the cliffs, up, especially the top of the cliffs where you are. I am not even going to make you roll any stealth or anything from here, in terms of you're up on the cliffs. So you have a pretty good bird's eye view of the whole situation here. Any questions about the map that I have loaded up there for you? That makes sense?
No.
There's
Can
kind of
I-
a switchbacky path over on this part of the cliffs. It's a pretty decent sized drop straight down there. It looks like there's like a bunch of just wreckage here that kind of a makeshift campsite. And then there's two.
So how long
two-
have we been
two-
traveling at this point?
I'm going to say this is like the second day of travel. So
Okay.
85. huh?
Okay, so
So-
we've already
Can-
had a rest.
you've
of
already had a
day.
long rest. Yeah.
Can we
So-
recognize? Are we close enough that we can recognize who is in the boat?
Why don't you give
For
me a
perception?
perception check with disadvantage? Because you're far away
Yeah.
and they're on a boat.
13.
They're definitely goblins, Belen, and one of them looks, I don't know how many goblins you are on a close basis with. One of them looks familiar, and perhaps that familiarity is enhanced by the comical number of bandages all about his head.
Ah.
I think
I'm
we
going
might
to
know
kill
that
this
goblin.
guy right now. I go up here and I hide.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Krong, you're hidden.
This might be me being typecast, but I'm wondering if I could set the boat on fire.
I mean, I think it's certainly possible to set a boat on fire. I'm not sure what mechanism you would use to do that.
I would use a firebolt, which has a range of 120 feet.
I'm going to take out my short
Oh.
bow.
Mm-hmm. It's possible, you all have the element of surprise here. You could confer on an ambush. This is not necessarily a thing that you need to settle with violence, but sure seems like that's what you want to do.
I mean,
It does, doesn't it?
I think like
I just feel like you went there real fast and with a glee.
look, we
that
may
in other
die.
circumstances would be unsettling.
The last time
We
I
just
saw
bought
that
cheap
guy,
potions, and we had a pretty rough go of it last
Yeah.
time. And yeah, Krong has a score to settle with that guy.
I
I
will
kind of
just-
get it.
I will just mention, it does briefly occur to you, Samson Jotham, that a boat might be useful for some of your plan. I don't know if your excellent plan had a boat in it.
I can see another boat sitting at the bottom of
Yeah.
the water there.
Mhm.
right there.
Oh yeah, you want to use boat an underwater?
I'd just like to quickly interject with that boat currently has two people in it, and one of us is a bugbear. which possibly is a similar weight to 2 people. So
Yeah.
we may need to.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does. There's not a lot about that boat that suggests that it's a 5-person boat. So-
Yeah, a 2-goblin boat is not gonna.
Okay.
A 2
perhaps
goblin
we-
boat might be a bugbear boat. A bugbear. No extras.
Can we tell where they're going? Did you say, Tony? I'm sorry.
They're basically parked. The
they're,
rowboat
they're
is
just hanging out.
They're
The
parked
rowboat
in the
is just
middle of the
sitting there.
river of the
yeah.
lake.
Of
Are
the
they-
little, they're kind of parked in this inlet. They're 30 feet out. They seem to be kind of bickering. I think it's probably too far away to overhear them, but
Okay.
they're just sitting there. One of the goblins does have oars. He's not paddling. The other goblin's facing him, and it's just like they're just there. Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Are these boulders on the beach? Like, are those rocks big enough that we could hide behind them? Or
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
I really want to kill the goblin Grin. Who says
I'm
I
in
shouldn't?
favor.
I mean, if we're going to kill
However-
one of them, we might as well kill both of them.
I was wondering if we can sneak closer and overhear what they're
Right.
saying to potentially
Yeah, I
get
think
some
that's a good
useful
idea.
information before we kill them.
Before we kill them.
Not preventing the killing. Just
One or
deferring
two
it.
of
It's
us could
so-
do that. Who have
It's so much
weapons.
easier to kill them from here without them knowing we exist.
You can stay here. I'll go down and eavesdrop and come back and tell you you can kill them.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Gemika, I'm going to ask you to make a stealth check. Let's say that you have advantage because they are distracted.
Okay.
They seem to be basically kind of watching the lake and not watching the beach, which seems poor from a guard's point of. I mean, I assume these are guards because they're goblins. That's what they do in life.
I rolled a 19 plus 2 is 21.
All right. You expertly pick your way down the sandy little switchbacks from the cliffs to the beach below and take up you find a nice little hidey spot behind a boulder of your choosing. And you are now, I think, close enough that you can hear kind of across their voices kind of carry in a weird echoey fashion across the lake. Dan, could you give us a little bit of
And this
there?
elf lady said I had 7 toes, but you can see right here I've got 10 toes, Grin 10 toes. That's what they call me. So yeah, why aren't you rowing? You're supposed to be rowing.
Grin seems to be kind of berating the other goblin who is holding the oars. He is holding his foot much too close to another person's face and wiggling his toes. Yeah.
All right. I used some of these 4 days to learn some new skills. Unfortunately, this came with the cost of losing some other skills, which means I no longer have the ability to message. So I'm just gonna signal up the cliff, wave, and let Kron know that he is good to go.
High fire.
I wanted to know what the information that you could have gained from that conversation, though, so it's not going to
I was hoping that there would be something like, "Oh, there are 50 guards inside
yeah.
now."
Yeah.
or
Let's
something
just-
like that.
And the queen told me that she's gonna put her defenses. Oh,
Now remember,
was
we
hoping
have
for
to
that.
watch
Remember,
the
I hide
secret
in my
door
money.
right there.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I do have a small request for Krong, out of character. Is there a chance that you could shoot his toes off at first?
No.
All right.
An arrow through the foot before an arrow through the head.
We can cut the toes off the corpse if you
he
like.
used to be an adventurer, but then he took an arrow through the foot.
Here's what you're going to do. You all get basically a surprise round. You can basically take, it sounds like you're all doing kind of an attack. Some of your attacks may be limited in terms of what you can do by distance, or some of your attacks may be at disadvantage due to the long range that you're at. But I'm going to ask each of you to tell me what you're going to do as some kind of attack. Shelly, I'm just going to move Caleb up up there.
Okay.
How
How do I do the range check? Oh, wait, it's over here.
There's a little thing that looks like a circle with a rectangle next to it. I'm going to tell you, it
Yeah.
looks like Gemika, you are about
45
45 feet away from them. Other people, maybe more like 60 feet. Krong, did you have a thing ready to go that you wanted to do? So
Yeah,
the goblins in the rowboat are Grin, from who you remember from last time. You might remember from last time, and an as yet unnamed goblin that I have a name for that we may never learn the name of.
You can see it on the map.
Okay, yeah, but you haven't been introduced yet.
I don't think we're going to get formally introduced.
So, Kron,
All right.
it sounds like you are
If you
ready.
shoot
so I'll
him
just let you
first.
go
It's
first.
just, oh no, they got scabs.
But
I
spoiler,
shoot
his name
Grin
is
with my
Scabs.
short bow.
Okay.
I have advantage because I am hidden.
All right. What is the range of a short bow?
80 feet.
Wow, that's not that short. I would
Longbow's
call that a
going
My
medium
crossbow is
bow.
also 80 feet.
That's wow.
I did not
okay.
roll super well. 14 to hit.
Dan, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Grin's armor class is 15.
An arrow plunks into the boat right
Oh,
by
no.
Grin's foot,
Right.
missing him.
It hits the far side of the boat, so it lands below water level. So there's now a trickle of water coming into the boat.
No.
Now we just need to wait.
Grin and Scabs turn around and look frantically somewhere on the cliff. Someone is trying to murder them. They haven't figured
I will
out
take
where
a
yet.
bonus action to re-hide.
All right.
I think a bird dropped an arrow on the boat.
God,
And I will move
Um,
here.
All right.
I'm done.
All right. Who else is ready to go on this surprise round?
I'm ready.
So
Take
frustrating.
it, Bellin.
Okay. I'm going to move kind of over here so that I have a better line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my light crossbow. 12. So I think that my arrow maybe lands, or my crossbow bolt lands pretty close to Krong's arrow.
Okay. It's just
It's another bird.
that
It's-
boat
Yeah.
is getting full of arrows. Who else is ready?
Technically me, but I've forgotten how to roll for attack.
Same.
Just-
I'm in the same spot.
Okay.
So to attack you, it's a 20-sided dice, a d20. And then you add your on your character sheet, you'll see hit/DC. You'll add that number to your dice roll, and that determines whether you hit them or not. If your score is higher than their armor class, then you'll hit.
So I'm ready with my longbow. I don't know if I'm
Take your longbow shot, Shelly.
Yeah.
Slash Caleb.
Slash Caleth. And I have a 16.
All right, a 16 will hit. You want to roll? And I'm sorry, were you targeting Grin or other goblin?
Grin.
All right, roll damage with your longbow. I forget what it is off the top of my head.
1d8 plus 2.
There you go.
3 plus 2. 5.
All right, 5 is a significant amount of damage for a goblin to take. Grin is like, you get him in the torso. Dan, what's that sound like?
Something shot me. Just start rowing. Get us out of here.
Grin looks extremely unwell. If bloodied were a thing in 5th edition, he would be rather bloodied. All right, Gemika, you ready?
Yes, I can't find my hit DC, so somebody I messaged my character sheet to could help me out with that, please.
Yeah, we can do that.
This is what
Yeah,
happens when you
I
play
got
on
it.
mobile.
Are you
I
doing a spell
rolled.
or an
Yeah,
attack?
what do you
No, I'm just gonna shoot with my crossbow. I rolled 15. So
That'll hit. Don't worry about the math
yeah,
on that.
that's a Grin, to be clear.
Yep. Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry, Grin.
And- Oh, not that sorry.
But he is pretty indestructible. We've shot him a lot. I mean,
I impersonated him for a very long time.
All right.
Very
Your
interesting.
crossbow for future reference.
That's the new play. Yes. Go ahead.
plus 3 to hit, and then it's 1d8 plus 1 piercing damage.
All right, throwing a D8. 7.
Okay, that would have been really bad if Grin was at full health. Grin collapses in the
out of the boat. He falls
out of the boat.
out
Okay,
into
all
the
right.
boat.
This is what
Excellent.
Echo
The
Dungeons
saves
and
us
water.
getting rid of the body later.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Grin is now. I mean, he is
But unless you
unconscious,
see a
so I think
body,
he is
may
floating
be alive.
face down with a crossbow bow and a longbow arrow. I guess I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell with an arrow what kind of bow it came from?
Sure.
Is this
Yeah,
like
crossbow
bullets?
bolts are very different from longbow arrows.
Okay, well, are longbow
Yep.
arrows different than short bow arrows?
They're short.
Yeah, they're
or
longer.
the short bow arrow is in the boat, right?
All right. So yes, the Grin is now floating face down in the lake with several artillery
It's probably fine.
munitions
could get my
stuck
arrow
through
back.
him. Scabs, the as yet unattacked goblin who had to sit in a rowboat with Grin looks, I don't know. I think this is a mixed bag for him. On the bright side, Grin is not there anymore.
And
On the
Toad's
downside,
Battlefield promotion.
Yeah. Yeah, on the downside, it may be that someone who is killing Grin wants to kill him soon. Who has not gone in the surprise round? Samson?
I have not gone.
Samson, what's your plan here?
So I have a choice between, I could use a short bow, which would work, and that gives me 1d6 plus 2 damage, or I could use a firebolt, assuming that it won't set the boat on fire, and that gives me a 1d10 damage.
I would save spells.
Real prisoners.
It's a cantrip. I can use
It's a
it as many
cantrip.
times as I want.
Nice cantrip.
That
It's a
is
great cantrip.
handy cantrip.
Yeah.
Artificers are very powerful. Remember when Samson Johnson also wanted to bring a gun? And then was mad that I wouldn't let him bring a gun.
Yes. So I just faked a gun with my firebolt. I am gonna try the firebolt because I feel that that's what Samson would do in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have rolled a 21.
All right, you hit, and you're aiming for scabs.
I'm aiming for scabs. I mean, trying to set Grin's body on fire would be.
Well, he's floating in the lake next to the boat. So
I know I could still set him on fire.
he's
Or
very
save him. You
waterlogged
could
at
save
this
him.
point. Yeah, that might be saving him from drowning. We don't know. How do
I
fire
think
and
that's
water
how
work?
it works.
How
Yeah,
do goblins work?
Yeah,
Okay,
I've been trained in basic life saving, but we didn't have firebolt, so I don't know how we would have used that.
I do 7 damage.
Dan, do you want to tell them how many hit points a typical goblin has?
Not that many, and roughly, let's say 7.
It is 7. All right. Scabs goes down. He crumples into the boat itself from the firebolt. So congratulations. I asked you to roll initiative. We didn't even really need it because your ambush, as it were, was very successful. The goblins were immediately, or at least all the goblins you can see so far, immediately defeated. One goblin is floating, and one ex-goblin is floating in the lake. The other one is slumped over in his rowboat. The oars are floating next to the rowboat that he has dropped upon being firebolted. Good job. What do you want to do next?
I think rush towards the boat and try and put out any fires that are currently raging in the inside.
So obviously, well, maybe not obviously.
I would like to second that idea.
There is the question, I guess, of just how we're not dealing with potions yet, but just how aquatic are your characters in general. I'm going to tell you, I don't think swimming along the surface shouldn't be too hard unless you've decided that your character is real bad at swimming. So let's see.
Have you ever seen a sloth swim with those really long arms?
No, can sloths swim?
Oh yeah, they swim great.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Do they look funny afterwards with all their fur all wet?
They look great.
All right.
They always look
Adorable.
great.
They always look great.
I just like to take a moment to use my dagger and cut my wonderful dress off at the knees because I have a feeling it might make the
There
rest
you
of this
go.
adventure a little easier.
I thought you were going to cut the toes off Grin there.
No, we haven't got to the boat yet.
So basic swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot. So basically, you move. You're better at being on land and than you are in water. You move half as quickly on water, unless you have a swimming speed, which I think it's unlikely any of you do unless you were an aquatic creature. You also, when it comes to it, I believe are disadvantaged at making attacks underwater unless you have weapons specifically built for doing underwater related things.
I am good
So
at
I'm gonna assume-
acrobatics. Does that not do me a favor here?
I don't think it necessarily helps you. So I will assume that anyone who wanted to could swim out to the boat and do whatever you need to do. So
I think
you
if
can
we get
you can
that-
decide flavor wise how good or bad you are at that, but it is within your abilities. Some of you may do it effortlessly. Some of you might, it might be especially if you're, I don't know, carrying a lot of armor, or I don't know, Samson Jotham, you probably you can travel around with an artificer's kit full of stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking, could I take that little boat at the bottom and then go out to the big boat? And
So
you could
there is a boat on the beach. You you approach it and check it out. It is kind of like the skeletal remains of a boat. It looks like it might date to the dwarven clan that operated the dam. It is like the ancient dinosaur version of a boat. It's got several pretty it's missing a lot of what you would consider the boat parts of it on the inside, but it is the general shape of it. So the seaworthiness of it seems suspect.
I do notice quite a bit of wood in the various boxes at the bottom, and I do also know.
Are you going to try and make a boat?
I have a cantrip for mending, which enables me to, well,
that may be stretching mending.
Yeah.
You can mend the existing boats, probably.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be fine. You cannot take a skeletal like remains of a boat and turn it into a boat.
I just read, and it does say the spell repairs a single break or tear in an object.
There's also, I think building a boat is hard.
It's not a make a boat spell.
You could probably build a raft.
So you can deal with the hole that you put in the boat.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to warn you.
Boat.
I think some people are going to get wet in this adventure. Two people could be in the rowboat. Other people could swim next to the boat. You've got options. But if this is like, yeah,
I think if we could improvise a raft and then sort of tow that behind the boat.
Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, we've got ropes. I'm like,
Tony, what can't you do with ropes?
Towing a raft with a boat is a reasonable use of rope. It's almost so reasonable that it's hard to believe that a player suggested it.
I'm sorry for disappointing you.
All right. So, you've decided that this, as part of your kind of stealth operation here, this is Samson Jotham. Is this all according to your plan, theoretically?
Yes, this is exactly how. If you look at the blueprint, you can see like the little boat, everything.
Sure looks like that was added recently.
And the dead goblins.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
We put the dead goblins in the boat and hide. So that way, when we get near the dam, they think it's just Grin and Scabs coming back.
I like this Weekend at Bernie's situation.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
This is not the worst plan. I would make a slight amendment.
Significantly worse.
They'll be surprised as to why they've improvised a raft that has a suspicious tarpaulin over.
Will they? Hey, you've met Grin.
Grin is unique.
All right.
Was.
We fish the bloody corpse out of the water and put out some of the larger fires on Scabs. Prop them up.
Yep.
We
sunglasses.
Here's an idea. Can we just quickly dunk Scabs in the water to make sure that there are no remaining fires?
Yes.
Okay.
And then maybe search
bath.
him to see if he has anything on him that might be useful to us.
Scabs and Grin do not seem to have anything useful on them. They are goblins. Their ways are strange to you, except possibly to Krong. Inside each of their pockets, they have a bunch of shiny stones, some little rusty bits of metal that they probably picked up in the dam, and Scabs has like a squirrel skull. That's a hard thing to say. Squirrel skull. A squirrel's skull is in his pocket. They don't have any money.
Skull.
They had short bows that they never got to use. And
I would like to.
Does anybody need a short bow?
They are goblin manufactured short bows of inferior quality with goblin arrows of inferior quality, but you could have them.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea to have extras.
Yeah, sure.
We could use them for firewood.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you get the bodies of Scabs and Grin set up in the boat. You build a makeshift raft that will. I'm not entirely sure how the boat is moving because the people
I think
who
one of us
got to row the boat.
One of us is in the boat, like holding up.
Somebody
Grin.
has a goblin corpse sitting on their lap while they have to row.
And it's sort of puppeteering Grin.
Hang on. I have a cantrip for disguise self.
Oh.
And I have previously passed myself off as Grin.
All right, so
here's
so
an
never
idea.
mind the Grin corpse. Just
let's just eat that
Right,
one out
you
of
can
the
let
boat.
him go.
All right, Grin
creates more
sinks
space.
to the bottom of the lake.
Bye, Grin.
So it's just you and
Oh,
Scabs
wait.
in the boat.
This may not be a cantrip.
It is a first level spell, which you can
Yeah,
cast.
it's a spell. So I'm going to use a spell slot for that.
Yeah, and
It's
it
gone
will-
missing.
And it
but,
will also only last 1 hour. Keep in mind.
I mean, it might be helpful being
Later?
Grin, possibly. It'll take us less than an
Okay.
hour to get there.
It's a cantrip. You can refresh it right before we get up.
Not a camp.
No,
It's a
it's
first
a
level.
first level, so I can't
Oh, okay.
refresh.
Never mind then.
No,
yeah.
but we could
yeah.
cast it when we're 3/4 of the way there or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
All right.
Right. I
So-
think we need to get out to a certain point, and then we drink our potions, and then we go under.
I think looking at your plan, Samson Jotham, you might want to basically get to like where the water is up against the dam and then go down, right?
That seems.
All right.
If these things are only going to last like 10 minutes,
They
seems-
the label says it out.
yeah, I
How
know.
old are they? They're 10 years old.
So you divide by 10. Is that how it
Mhm.
works?
Yep.
Okay.
So you improvise your macabre scene with Gemika as taking on Grim. Grim left to sink to the bottom of the lake. Scabs propped up there. I guess Gemika, you'll have to do the rowing, towing kind of a makeshift raft, which the rest of you are hiding on / kind of being towed by.
Stretched
And-
out, relaxing.
Yeah, okay. Just sunning yourselves.
Palm trees
Very
on
nice
this rock
tan.
by any
Yeah.
chance?
I
Franz
made
wearing beach shorts and sunglasses is a good look.
like from the wood from those crates, made some deck chairs. So we're just kind
Okay.
of like sitting.
So you do that as you get closer to the dam. People perhaps dip off the raft, so they'll be less obvious. And you do see some other goblin patrols moving around on the top of the dam. It looks like they have kind of in the intervening time since you were here rearmed and fortified themselves on the top of the dam. Gamika will assume that you wave to somebody who does not wave back at Grin. And you are now kind of in the shadow of the dam, right against the dam proper, ready to head down beneath the water, or at least move on with the next stage of your plan.
Which
When
is
did
gone
I cast the spell?
flawlessly.
What was that, Rosemary?
Did I cast the disguise self spell or?
I thought you did, or at least I.
Yes. Okay. Let's just clarify that I did.
Okay.
Approximately.
I
maybe
think that
15 minutes ago.
allowed you to get your
Yeah.
boat.
Perfect.
I think there were probably a variety of ways to traverse the whether disguised as goblins or not, and that this might have been perhaps the safest and most direct way of doing it versus say just trying to swim across the lake or take the potions on the beach and traverse the bottom of the lake. This got you the closest as probably the safest given the sketchy nature of the potions, but did cost you a spell slot in resources to get there.
Good trade-off as
all
far as
right.
I'm concerned.
So the next stage of the plan will be to imbibe these strange liquids and hope that they are of sufficient magical potency to protect you as you go down into the lake and from within the lake into the dam itself. Will the potions be of sufficient potency to protect you from the cold waters of the dam? What strange creatures might lurk beneath these waves? And will we ever truly get over the untimely death of Bryn the Goblin? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. But we're going to take a break now because we've been playing D&D for about an hour.
Moment of silence
end.
for Grin.
No.
Nothing
Oh, I
for
wanted
scabs.
to-
So that's enough.
Bring his 7 toes.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you for
So
not
long.
making me do a lengthy version of Grin's voice, which
I was
partially
prepared to do-
remember.
I
I
was prepared to do-
re-listened.
I re-listened, Dan, your Grimm's voice, and I say this as somebody who is real bad at being consistent about
It's
voices.
not good.
No, it's great, but he's real inconsistent. Sometimes he's vaguely I'm just going to call it your city accent, which is sometimes Boston and sometimes New York. Sometimes he sounds kind of like Coach Z from Homestar Runner, and other
Yeah,
times
That's right. I remember that.
yeah, and other times he just kind of sounds like us. So I was prepared to do Scabs as needed, but we'll never know Scabs' story. So players / live stream / bootleg, I think we're going to take like a 10-minute break and then come back and play some more Dungeon and Dragon. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Good.
All right.
Wait, is there a dragon in this one?
Maybe.
Ooh, with
Oh, I love it.
skeletons and
Oh, that's
pumpkins.
like
Ooh.
ghosty. Look
Fun.
at the ghosty.
Very
So
seasonal.
cute.
That's super cute.
Oh, I like
love
the
it.
ghost.
Yeah, the ghost
Yeah.
is pretty good. He's the
I
ghost with the
started
most.
one the other day.
The
of
original
a
pixel art,
I was literally thinking the same line.
because you're a nerd.
It's true.
All right, Dan, are we live?
We're live. We're good.
All right. Hi, live stream. We are back. We're going to play some more D&D. Let us do the thing. Welcome back to me. That's not how things start.
Welcome back to Tony.
Welcome back, Tony.
It's the
Hi,
Tony
it's me.
Show.
Welcome back to
It's-
Tony
welcome
Party
back-
Kill.
To me.
Tony
I'm me this time. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, one of your dungeon masters here in the world of podcasting. Today, we are continuing our adventure. We are off book. I'm calling this the epilogue of Redwater, the kind of sequel epilogue to Queen of Redwater. Let me introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then I will give you a quick recap of the story so far. First up in my Zoom window, first up in my heart, it's James Thompson. Hi, James.
I am playing Samson Jotham, gnome artificer, who loves it when a plan comes together.
Who doesn't? Next up, it's Monty Ashley.
I'm Monty Ashley. I'm playing Krong, the bugbear rogue, and I love it when a plan goes completely kerflooey in the first minute.
Also here, Aline Sims.
You're in the right place, Monty. I play Bellin Greybeard, the mountain dwarf fighter.
Next up, Shelley Brisbane.
I play Caliph Lyodin, a high elf sorcerer, and have gained a surprising amount of pleasure from shooting my longbow.
And last but certainly not least, Rosemary Orchard.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Orchard. I'm playing Kameka, the high elf bard, who is dubious on the concept of plans, but is willing to go along with this one because it seems like it'll do a lot of people some good.
And helping me out with some technology stuff and providing voices for NPCs, it's Dan Morin.
Hi, Tony. I think a plan is just a list of things that don't happen.
All right, what are our adventures up to? Well, they have returned to the dam where the goblinoid bugbear and goblin tribe lives that has shut off water to the town of White Sparrow. They have dealt with some guards on the lake and commandeered a rowboat and rowed across the lake, dragging a raft to basically they're still floating on the lake, but right by the base of the dam. They have managed to avoid the goblin patrols up above the dam through the use of subterfuge. And I believe the next stage of the plan is to drink some discount potions and float down to the bottom of the lake and enter the dam. Am I correct?
Can you float down to the bottom of a lake? Can you float down?
Yeah.
I think you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an iron
As
pod.
opposed to-
I can float
it's more
whichever
controlled
direction
than
I want.
sinking.
Okay.
Sinking is just like
Got it.
floating is like
You float downstream.
yeah.
I think I'll sink.
Like a
I
leaf
have
on
a
the
feeling.
wind. So you're I envision you as well, Yamaka is still disguised as a goblin in the boat. The rest of you kind of hanging out, perhaps under things on the raft or being in the water, holding onto the raft. You've got your little potions. Each one looks like this glass orb with murky water inside. A lot of bubbles kind of moving around inside of it. What next, friends?
I'll drink one. Why don't I go first? It's my plan.
That's important. If you die, we can all go home.
Yep,
Um,
exactly. I'm a canary in a potion coal mine.
Maybe put the
Potion mine?
blueprints in the boat before you drink in case you
Yeah.
drown immediately.
Yes,
All those
please.
are worthless.
By which I mean, don't drown.
All right. The cloudy green, murky, ocean watery looking substance inside the glass orb, Sansom, it smells like the sea. As you glug it down, the bubbles in it are actually kind of like a jelly-like substance. It's a little bit like boba, which is a little disconcerting because I don't think they have that in the world of D&D. So you kind of you sputter a little bit on those. But I think it's it's down the hatch. It's in one go. You imbibe the thing. You are not poisoned. I am not asking you to roll anything poison related. You're still sitting there on the raft, feeling okay.
Oh, straight into the water. Let's see what this can do.
All right. Do you just jump in, or do you stick your head underwater? What does that look like?
I don't want to create like a big splash.
Mhm.
I mean, physically, not
You're like an
metaphorically.
otter just slicing into.
Yeah,
the
I'm just
water.
gonna just slide into the
You
water.
slide in. All right, you slide in and you kind of push yourself underwater. Your body does want to be kind of naturally float up based on the air in your lungs and whatnot. And there is kind of the I think the disconcerting sense of where magically you have the ability to breathe underwater. But I think this is probably the first time you've done this, and it takes a little bit to kind of convince your body that you can breathe underwater.
Fair.
So there is kind of a thing where like you are just instinctively holding your breath because you're underwater, which is what traditionally you would do, until you basically can't hold your breath anymore, and you feel the air kind of bursting out of your lungs and the cold feeling as the water kind of rushes in, and it's almost like drowning, except then you're just breathing water.
I stick one hand up above the surface of the water and give a thumbs up.
I reach down and
always
pull him
wonder-
out of the water.
I always wonder what happened after the.
Are you okay? Are you
Terminator 2.
okay?
So if I can breathe underwater, can I breathe above water?
I believe so.
Okay, just checking.
Interesting
It's a potion of that's my interpretation of it. Dan, let me know if you have a different. It's potion of water breathing, not potion of only water breathing.
Right. You can.
I mean,
this
could be a very short adventure when we get out at the other end and then all drown in the air.
I mean, we could just wait it out
Just-
underwater,
just
to be fair.
Flopping around like dead fish on the beach.
Okay, well, I tell everybody that it seems perfectly safe, and we should press on.
All right.
I'll take mine and just like belly flop into the water and sink like a stone
All right.
to the bottom.
Bellin, you are first down to the bottom of the lake. I will assume that the others follow. Depending again how much you take to water like a fish or not like a fish, you may be sinking, you may be floating, you may have to actively kind of swim down toward the bottom of the lake. But you find yourself down there. It is kind of peaceful. It's very quiet. Does not seem like there's a lot of sea life around. The water is relatively clean and clear, so there is some sunlight coming in, but you're just standing on the kind of sandy bottom of this lake, surrounded by blue murkiness all around you, one way or another.
I do a sort of SEAL Team 6 style gestures, point in the rough direction that we're supposed to go.
Does anyone else acknowledge those gestures?
I just say, what? And it comes out a little weird because we're underwater, but
Yeah, I know.
also
I
we
think
can
your
breathe, so
ability
we can talk.
It's a potion of water breathing, not a potion of water talking.
Just to be clear, in the Forgotten Realms, SEAL Team 6 is a team of 6 SEALs who are well known for their synchronized swimming practices.
That was, of course, the reference I was making.
Naturally.
Of course. I'm just sending my thought bubbles out to say that I'm following along. Happy to be here. I've had my potion. I took it with an onion garnish, sort of a Gibson kind of a thing, and now I'm ready to go.
Crunchy. Gamaka, I think it's probably real hard to communicate underwater. Because I think sound travels poorly underwater. So you can certainly try, but probably complicated ideas may be lost, and hand gestures are going to be helpful.
Unless we could do sort of whale level bass noises.
Yeah, or is anyone secretly a whale?
I mean, Krong
I didn't know you spoke whale, Monty.
Yeah.
Krong has got quite a deep voice. So
Yeah. So lots of hand gestures, which makes for great podcasting. So you are kind of trudging along the bottom of the lake. Sansom, you think you have a rough idea of where you're going to be able to get into the dam. There obviously water goes into the dam. There is a variety of places along the dam where that could happen. And you specifically have one in mind that you think will be helpful in terms of where it'll put you out in the dam, such that you can accomplish what you're here to do. And as you are kind of headed in the direction, you almost trip on something. There's something kind of seems like perhaps somewhat obscured in the sandy bottom of the lake beneath you. And the thing that you almost trip on kind of moves suddenly and tries to wrap itself around your leg.
Oh dear.
I'm just gonna roll some dice. That's just something I do for fun sometimes. Roll this lucky green die. Samson Jotham, I rolled an 11.
That will do
hit.
nothing.
All right. I will tell you.
It tickles.
The creature is now visible. There appears to be some kind of aquatic, multi-armed, large creature in front of you in the water. I'm going to suggest that each of you roll initiative.
Say 19.
And you can tell me your initiative or put it in. I heard 10 for Gemika.
Yep.
Nine for Krong.
9 for Krong. Dan, you want to roll for our creature?
Sure thing. I've decided canonically his name is Otto.
All right. I'm just going to, I'll add that to the token.
Thank you.
Wait, is that like a weapon spell or is that the underside of a tentacle?
That's the underside of a tentacle.
I think that's the underside of a tentacle.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I mean, it could be a sort of Chewbacca style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Chewie style.
Caliph, do you have an initiative?
That's 10.
10. Okay. All right. Well, I think all of you have beat Otto, which is probably the most important thing. So your order will be based on initiative order. Samson Jotham will react first, then Bellin, then Gemika, then Caliph, then Krong, and then we'll see what happens to Otto. Samson Jotham.
Well, my trusty firebolt. This is one situation where it's going to be pretty useless.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you brought a water bolt.
What I did bring, which I'd forgotten since the last time we did this adventure, is that I have a sword in my arm, and that would seem appropriate.
Painful.
Well, it is painful. Every time it comes out, it's just I have to suppress a scream.
The trick is not minding that it hurts.
Yeah.
Don't suppress it. It's a good battle cry. Ow!
What are you, a cut rate Wolverine?
I've been called worse. So yeah, I will attempt to use my arm blade rapier to hit Otto.
All right. So we got to figure out a few things here as far as underwater combat goes. So you are all in a, I don't think any of you have fought horrible sea monsters on the bottom of the ocean or freshwater before. So there are some challenges. Obviously, your ability to move around is impeded. You're swimming, so you will only be able to move half as much as normal. Some weapons work well underwater and some do not. So let's see here. Dan, I am reading that you have disadvantage on attacks unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. I'm going to count an armed sword as a form of short sword.
If he has a long sword, first of all, he's a gnome. So by definition, if there's a sword in his arm, it probably can't be very long. It's a short sword.
Yeah. And let's see. It also says ranged weapon attacks automatically miss a target beyond the weapon's normal range. You have disadvantage in general, and unless crossbow, net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, spear, trident, or dart. And creatures in the water have resistance to fire damage. Because
I have a question about the first thing you said. The thing I'm looking at says when making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. That doesn't apply to us because we have swimming speeds, right?
No, you don't have swimming speeds because you're not aquatic.
Yeah, there's a specific.
Okay.
Yeah, your speed is
you need to have,
because you are not.
You need to have
be
fins.
Explicitly said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some creatures do. If there were like an aquatic elf among you or something like that, they're
called sea elves, Dan. A sea elf or a sahuagin, which are horrible fish monsters. Sorry, sahuagins, but you're horrible fish monsters. There are a variety of creature types you can play in D&D that have swim speeds. Let me tell you, Otto the Octopus has a swim speed. He is in his element. So though you are able to breathe, Yeah. Okay. We'll be clear. No, he's sand. Though you have the ability to breathe underwater, you are out of your element. You're out of your element, and it's a little bit harder to fight underwater, which you may want to think about in terms of being murdered by an octopus. So, Samson Jotham, we just determined that you do not have disadvantage with a short sword. Moving around is harder. You're gonna roll an attack on this octopus.
Yeah, I'm going to try and stab it in its octopus face.
All right. So there is and this is, to be clear, this is a giant octopus. This is kind of 10-foot long monstrosity. It's got a huge head, at least 8 arms, probably just 8, lashing around with suckers on them. And it seems like perhaps it was just sleeping peacefully, and then you stepped on its leg, and it is unhappy with you being here. So, Samson, roll it.
Does anyone speak octopus?
I speak Goblin. But
No.
I don't think it's the same.
No,
Okay.
they're pretty unrelated.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this then. So
I nearly had speaking to animals. Unfortunately,
that is like
I
a
discarded
classic
that in
spell.
favor of
Yep.
something else.
Oh well. Okay.
You
Violence.
just feel like it's a misunderstanding.
Oh
Let's
wait,
talk
I have
this through.
+3 on animal handling. Does that help us in any way?
That if you wanted to tame the octopus, if the octopus wasn't trying to kill you, that would potentially help you. But
Is the
except for the
octopus trying to kill us, or is he just still pissed off that we disturbed his afternoon slumber?
let's find out together, Samson.
Okay,
I
okay,
feel
try and
that
kill us.
I'm gonna stab it in the face. So
Mhm. It may be
Yeah, it's good to try and kill us
predisposed.
after that.
Yeah, this is a one-way trip.
I mean, this was a one-way trip for all of us.
Thanks
Excuse
for the
me.
heads up.
It's a bad deal.
I have rolled 19.
All right, that is plenty to hit an octopus. Please roll damage.
Okay, that's a 1d8 plus 3.
All right, Dan, I'll check damage on the octopus. You can do the octopus attacks, and I don't know if you have any octopus-related dialogue.
I
that's
rolled
on you.
10.
Glug, glug, glug.
10. Okay, all set, Samson.
I don't think I can do much. I could try swimming away, but then presumably there would be
Yep.
opportunity attack.
There would.
Bonus actions. What do I have? No. Okay, I don't think there's much I can do, so I'm just going to stand my ground. Or stand my sand, water, whatever.
All right, Bellin, you are next.
I guess I'm going to stay back here and use my crossbow, going against all of my better judgment, but my melee weapons are a Morningstar and a Warhammer, so that's going to be
Not great.
not
underwater.
great. Yeah, so I'm gonna load a crossbow bolt and 21 to hit.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought this giant octopus would be a threat, but you are not having any trouble hitting it underwater.
That's 7 points of damage.
Got it.
And I guess that's my turn because I can't take 2-weapon fighting if I'm only using a crossbow.
Crossbow bow.
Yeah.
Gamaka, you're next.
I'm going to use my crossbow as well. And so rolling a d20. I have scored 8.
8 is
plus,
the
what
number
is
of
my
arms
DC?
it has.
Ooh.
I
that?
don't remember my DC, and I can't find it because D&D Beyond's app is not amazing.
Sorry, I just had your character sheet open and then I closed it.
Oh wait, it's +3, so it's 11.
Let me tell you, 11, normally not the best number. It's like a kind of middling number. Our armor class of an octopus is 11. So that'll hit.
Nice.
Okay.
They have a lot of hit
Yay.
points. They're not hard. I mean, one of the advantages of an octopus, they've got a lot of arms. That means there's a lot of targets.
Okay. So I rolled 5 plus
right.
1. It means I do 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yep. And I'm going to use my bonus action.
Mhm.
And my bonus action is Bardic Inspiration, which allows me to add an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. And I am going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Kronk because I have a
Ooh, thanks.
feeling that he may be able to do some damage here.
All right. Who is next? It looks like Caliph is next.
Right. I have a dagger. So we're just gonna get up close and we're gonna use that dagger.
All right.
And-
Do you pull out your dagger and swim at the octopus's
Yes.
face or tentacles? You got options.
I think let's go for his face because it's
Yep.
already wounded.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an 11 plus a 4 is 15.
That'll do it. Tell me about damage.
That is, hang on, switch windows. 4. That's not possible. Hang on. Not a d20, a d4. Here we go, like that. 2 plus 4 is 6.
All right. I will tell you, you plunged your dagger into the octopus's head, and there is blood pumping out of the octopus. The octopus is just swirling around in the water. There's sand and octopus blood everywhere, and this octopus is in trouble and unhappy that it thought that, Samson Jotham looked like he was going to be a nice meal, but there seems to be several other people with Samson Jotham that are really just messing this octopus's day up. Krong?
I'm glad to hear about all this sand and octopus blood floating around because I would like to hide.
Okay.
And the map just shows clear blue water.
Yep. Until you guys got here, this was a lovely bottom of lake.
Can I hide with a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 24 to do that.
All right.
Well over the passive
octopus.
perception of
Yeah,
octopus.
we just checked. Yeah, octopus only 8 arms, not 8 eyes. So,
I will pull a dagger from between my teeth and
you get there the whole time. Seems dangerous.
Yeah, I've been swimming the whole time, just long arm sloth style. Okay. I attack with dagger with advantage. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
Now I have a rules question.
Oh boy.
Am I surprising a creature and hitting it with an attack on my first turn in combat, or not surprising a creature?
I don't think it is surprised.
All right, that's 2d6 I don't get to use.
Because it already lashed out at James at the start of the round, basically.
13.
Sorry, Samson, as played by James.
16 points of damage, please.
Oh gosh, there is a lot of octopus blood in the water here. This octopus, I think you probably took off a tentacle, Krong. The octopus is thrashing about and doing extremely unwell. Krong, are you all done?
Yes, I am.
Wait. Is that including the bonus attack roll that I gave you?
Oh, it was a bonus to an attack roll.
Yep. Not to damage, but to an attack.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm holding on to it till I need it.
All right. Dan, Otto is next. I think Otto should try and kill somebody before Otto is killed.
That's a good idea. Well, there are a few people up in front of it. I'm going to say that Caliph looks like a tasty treat.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And she stabbed Otto with a dagger.
So I
Otto
In the
was
head.
not happy
In the
about
head.
that. Yeah. So let's see. He's going to lash out with some tentacles. Let's see how this goes. That is 24 to hit.
Oh dear.
So
dear.
we would compare that to your armor class, Caliph, which
is
I
15.
think 24. Yeah. So, and you have, I remember last time there was a lot of discussion about shield. You could theoretically cast shield to give you a +5 boost. That's not going to get you to 24.
It's still gonna.
Yeah, so I wouldn't use it. I'd save
Okay.
that for another time. So the octopus lashes out.
Ow.
It's to wrap around you. Are you going to say something?
Yeah, so you also take 10 bludgeoning damage
Oh
from it.
jeez.
And here's the bad news. So first up, 10 damage, which is a decent amount of damage to take at level 2. And also you are like the octopus is basically like giving you just a big old hug. You can not the octopus has it's called being grabbed. You are restrained by the octopus, who would just like to, I don't know, maybe if you were some kind of crab, he would like crack you open and feast on the to that. So you can't go anywhere until you break free of the octopus's grasp, or the octopus dies, which make
yes.
Yeah, which may also happen very soon. But yeah, so probably everybody else basically sees the octopus kind of swirl around in this cloud of sand and blood and basically just try to envelop Caleth. Samson Jotham, you have a front row seat of that situation.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to hack at any limb that is trying to restrain her. And yeah, I think my all-purpose sword arm will give that a go.
Thanks, Samson.
That was, again, I believe, 24.
All right, that is very unnecessary too. And you all have done well in terms of using weapons that don't have disadvantage underwater. So that'll hit. Roll some damage.
1d8 plus 3. That is an 8 plus 3. So that's pretty good. 11.
All right, there is good news and bad news. So I'll give the good news. That's the kind of dungeon master I am. The good news, Caleth, is you are no longer grabbed by the octopus.
Hooray.
Dan, do you want to deliver the bad news?
Well, the bad news is for us, Tony. The
Oh.
Otto the octopus is not doing great. And Otto
No.
the octopus doesn't really have a
no.
decision to go. So a cloud of ink spews forth as you deal death to Otto the octopus, enveloping all of you in dark, murky waters that make it a little bit harder to see, but you're at least convinced that you probably have seen the last of this particular octopus.
But you got inked.
I mean, that's a good disguise when we're going in. We'll have the sort of like.
Yeah, you're all inked up.
camouflage.
Yeah, exactly.
stealth-
Just put a
stealth.
little
Just
across the,
yeah, emerge from the waters.
Yeah. Krong with his dagger still
I have a
between his
question.
teeth.
What color is bugbear fur usually?
Kind of a brown black. I think at some point I established that bugbears use blood to like slick it back.
Ugh.
So with it, a little
Okay.
extra tint of.
So
octopus
it's
ink.
actually been cleaned off by the lake, but it's not been dyed, possibly somewhat more permanently by octopus ink.
There's layers. There's a geological.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to keep reapplying the blood to for the natural oils.
Oh, you don't get that 24-hour blood. You get the 8-hour blood.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
We have enough victim. It's fine.
So
Its body somewhere back there.
there, the good news for you all is the octopus is dead. The bad news is that there is a cloud of ink, which is probably makes you all cough. Let me tell you, coughing underwater is an unsettling experience. And it takes a little while for the cloud of ink to kind of die down, and then you can see where you're going. But after defeating the octopus, you are free to move around at the bottom of the lake here. Samson Jotham, I think you probably want to lead the way into the dam itself. Is that part of the plan?
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in checking the octopus to see if it has any goodies.
Does not look like
No.
that I've heard that he had bags. He was on his way home from the grocery store. So
Wait, does he have onions?
That's all he has.
You can make a little
lake,
calamari.
lake onions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a roast onion calamari
right.
dish.
So you know that there are several basically kind of vent-like openings into the dam with big metal grates on them. But these are basically designed to keep ocean or lake life out, not necessarily adventures with opposable thumbs. So Samson, do you want to give us some kind of check for finding your way to where you want to go inside the dam?
Okay. Perception check?
Sure.
Well, that would be a 21.
All right. So you lead the way. Let me just see if I've got the next map set up properly. I think I do. And you after a little bit of traveling, total time underwater, probably less than 30 minutes, which is probably about the safest you could push it with those discount potions, to be honest. So after defeating the octopus, Samson leads the way up through some watery tunnels, and eventually you climb up and emerge inside the inner workings of the dam and get to breathe air again, which is kind of a weird thing as your lungs are now like half full of water, half full of air. But the potion is allowing you to continue breathing. But it's nice to be out of the water. The potion of water breathing allows you to live underwater, but it doesn't do anything about the fact that you're just cold and damp all the time. So speaking of cold and damp, you are in basically the basement level of the dam. It's a big open area underneath here. And you can see far above you, there are all these kind of crisscrossing catwalks. There's huge giant gears cranking away. There's the sound of rushing water and buzzing machinery. And that, Samson, the place you need to get to is far above you. So you're going to need to navigate these catwalks, find your way through the inner workings of the dam to presumably to your friend Pascal, and also the place that you can change the access controls of the dam so that the water will flow to White Sparrow once again.
So we need to go up.
Okay. To go up, and it is, aside from going into the water, there is not a lot more down than here.
Up it is. How stealthy can we be?
I would say pretty stealthy, especially nobody's going to be able to hear you because it's real noisy in here.
Okay, well, I will head to this ladder and pop my head over the top and see what I can see.
All right. There are a variety of ladders leading up from this area where you have emerged from the water. And I will tell you, you pop your head up, you climb up a ladder. It goes this is a tall, thankfully it's sturdy, well built, fine dwarven craftsmanship, good dwarven ladder. It goes up about 20 or 30 feet, Samson Jotham, off from the floor of the dam area here. And it leads up to this catwalk, and you can see that catwalks kind of connecting, and a kind of a large area of catwalks beyond. You can even see it looks like there is some kind of like a guard station or a break room kind of area on the catwalks, and of course the floor of the dam mechanisms are below. Everything is just oppressively loud with the rushing of water, the turning of gears, the buzzing of machinery. Though maybe, I don't know, maybe for an artificer you love that kind of white noise.
Yeah, that's how I get to sleep at night.
Yeah, you just power up a giant turbine.
I feel I should just mention I'm probably still disguised as Grin right now, which may or may not be useful. We probably have like 15 minutes left on this.
Okay.
You should probably go first then.
All right. I don't know where I'm going, so I'm just going to let you kind of propel me along with like.
That's the perfect way to impersonate Grin, is just wander around aimlessly, like you know what you're doing, but you don't.
I mean, we could do the whole
there we go.
Prisoner escort bit. That's worked before.
Grin definitely captured like 4 or 5 of you. That makes perfect sense.
Including a bugbear. That is complete. Wait a second. Bugbears. Goblins are great at identifying different bugbears, so actually Grin and a bugbear might have caught 3 people.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Plausible.
No one will see me.
There we go.
This is a creepy, shadow-filled place. I love it here.
So we're all in our element.
Air.
There doesn't seem to be many people around as far as we can see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of kind of twists and turns to the catwalks. I've revealed a large area around you. You can see that at least some of the catwalks continue to the east. Yeah.
Well, do we want to do any forms of deception, or are we just going to keep going for now?
I think just keep going.
Okay.
So everybody.
Are we comfortable that we can see everything we need to see? Because I have a light cantrip. If we needed any light, I'd offer it. But it seems like we're doing pretty well so far.
I have dark vision.
Yeah, so. I had remembered that Samson had dark vision. It is not well lit in here, so it is dark and murky. So especially if you needed to operate anything, light might be important.
Gemeka and Krong also have dark vision, I believe, as does Bella.
Yeah, I have dark vision, and I have a dancing lights cantrip where I can
Actually,
cast 4 torches.
Not gonna lie, literally all of you have dark vision.
What?
Okay.
Wow. You guys are like the
dark
special.
vision.
You guys brought the special forces team.
I mean, they're SEAL
Yeah.
Team
Yes.
6, man.
yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
None of A, 5 of them. B,
And also
none of
not
them
seals.
are seals. Yeah.
Not seals.
Well, they
And,
got their night
even-
vision goggles.
Even
the
though
word-
I was an octopus's girlfriend for a moment.
even the team, the word team is kind of loosely applied to them.
Okay. We'll work on it.
Not
Um,
SEAL 5, Group 5. Continue.
Colleagues or
Work acquaintances.
okay. Well, let's head on. I'll head on over here and peer
All
through
right.
the darkness.
As you peer through the darkness, Samson Jotham, other people feel free to bring your characters close to the vicinity of where Samson Jotham is. You can see that there are more catwalks beyond you to the east, over a big channel with a spinning turbine thing, and you can see through the darkness several goblinoid figures moving around. Some of them seem to be patrolling, others just seem to be kind of leaning on a railing here or there. There is in fact one pretty much straight ahead of you through the gloomy darkness, though his back is to you. He's looking in the opposite direction, so he's about 30 feet away from you. It looks like everybody has climbed up the catwalk, so there's this one platform here that looks like it might have been some kind of like, guard room for the guards. There's a filthy goblin table and some goblin chairs around it, and some shoddily made goblin cards on the table.
The chair's filthy.
The chairs are, everything about it is filthy. It is covered in a thick layer of sweat, soot, and grime made from the combination of sweat and soot.
Wow.
I don't know why there's soot. This is a dam. It should be clean energy, but somehow the goblins have fouled it up.
They're using coal to.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I can see at least 6 people ahead of us. We could try charming one of them and convince them we're dam inspectors, but I suspect we've got a fight on our hands.
And Gamika is still disguised as Grin the Goblin, though. As Gamika has pointed out, you probably have maybe, I'm going to even say at this point, you've been climbing around at catwalks, maybe 5 or 10 minutes of that.
You want to do a play with the...
Yeah, I don't think we should rely on my disguise as Grin holding out. Let's just assume that it's disappearing mid-battle, and at best, it might cause momentary confusion.
I mean, they will think that Grin has finally lost it, but they've all suspected that would happen.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, he was demoted to boat duty. He was,
He was a liability already.
Mhm.
I say we just attack these guys and get it done. Get it done.
Yep.
Let's do.
All right.
Let's surprise them.
Do I remember that Krong gets a bonus for surprise attacks?
Don't worry about it.
I think so. Okay.
Well, I was just going to suggest that maybe Krong would like to go first if that is the case, because if Krong surprises them,
I think we can
And,
all probably get a surprise in if we shoot
Here's what
first
I'm
and
gonna
ask
ask you to do.
questions later.
All of you, I want you to roll a stealth check to launch an ambush on these goblins. And so I'm going to say you have advantage. It is not going to be that hard to be stealthy in here because of it's not well lit and it is real noisy.
scored at a critical hit anyway, so I think I'm good.
All right. Everybody else, give me a stealth check.
I rolled a 14.
16.
15.
All right. Was that everybody? I think so. Except possibly Krong, who's going to roll something ridiculous.
I rolled a 16.
All right. You all rolled above a 10, which is what I was looking for. So I'm going to say you all get a surprise round. Why don't you roll initiative so we can go in that order. I'm just going to set up some other stuff here as you get ready to do that.
Got a 14.
3.
6.
4.
Okay. Who said 6?
I did. Me, Krong.
You, Krong. All right. It looks like Dan is putting on
Me,
it too.
Krong.
Me, Krong. Yes. Yes, you, Krong. That's a D12, not a D20.
My main goal here is to try and hit somebody such that they fall down into the machinery.
I did. I put catwalks here. I knew what I was doing.
What do you guys think this machinery is for? Some sort of hydroelectric dam?
What,
Weird.
The first part of that word made sense. The second part was made up. All right. So in
Water
a surprise,
lightning.
in a surprise round, we've got all the
magic.
creatures in order here, but if they are surprised, they do not get to go on the first turn. So I will tell you there are several goblins and at least one hobgoblin that you can see on the catwalks ahead of you. They don't go. So it is going to be Bellin, Samson Jotham, Krong, Gemika, and then Caliph. And everybody this turn that is your friend, not your friends, is surprised, if that matters for any kind of mechanical things. So Bellin, you are
point
first.
of order, Tony.
Yeah.
Bugbear, not a hobgoblin.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, getting my goblinoids mixed up. Yeah. Very different culture and grooming styles between bugbears and hobgoblins. Similar ears. So Bellin, you are first.
Okay. My short little legs can't quite get all the way up to that goblin, hobgoblin, bugbear, whatever this is.
That's a goblin. Green guys are goblins.
This bad person.
There's a bugbear
Bad.
way over here. In fact, I'll reveal a little bit more of the map.
Okay, so I'm gonna run into the catwalk, but I am going to use my crossbow on this one immediately in front of me. 12.
Dan, remind us what the armor class of, or if a 12 hits a goblin.
12 does not hit a goblin.
All right.
I guess
The bolt hits some kind of metal thing next to the goblin. The goblin hears it and whirls around. He's not quite sure where you are in the darkness. He may have just done a full 360 whirl.
Well, goblins also have dark vision, Tony. So if they can see him,
The goblin
they can see
looks at
them.
you with his beady eyes, full of fear and regret.
I'm just gonna squint intimidatingly at him and make way for the next person to go.
All right, Samson Jotham, you're next.
I am going to walk straight up to him, put my hand on his throat, and then extend the arm blade
Ah!
and see what happens.
Why
I
did
mean,
he let you get that
seems fair.
close?
Yeah.
He was quite surprised. I came
All right.
out of the gloom.
Yeah,
You're-
it's while he was
that-
turning around.
Yeah.
that
Goblin gets
Samson
a
walked up.
Yeah, that goblin gets a chance to say what before his throat is punctured by a blade.
Well, roll an attack.
Yeah, we'll see.
That
That
sounded real
is-
cool. He might still roll like a 3.
It was a 15.
15
Uh,
will
fi-
hit a goblin in the throat. Apparently.
Okay.
How much damage does that do?
That is 1d8 plus 3. I rolled an 8, so that is.
I don't know. Do we trust the guy who makes the dice app rolling dice on the dice app?
I'm rolling physical dice with pandas in them.
Oh.
I mean,
that
that
guy
wow.
who loves pandas to roll dice with pandas in them.
like the pandas like me.
And you like the pandas. Yeah.
Well, we never got to learn much about that goblin's rich backstory, as they are immediately murdered.
I provided a variety of names that we may never learn from these goblins.
I push him sideways into that cog that is.
All right. I hope that
turning
wasn't
there.
an important cog.
Clangity clang clang.
Crunch. Yeah.
Goblin.
The other goblins are surprised by that, but not entirely sure what's going on. Krong, you are next.
I would like to shoot this bugbear that's 80 feet away from me
Wow.
with my short bow with a range of 80 feet.
Okay. Nice. I should have built the map slightly bigger.
Oops.
One tile bigger.
Yeah.
I scored a 16.
That is the armor class of a bugbear, as you might remember from your big fight with the Queen of Redwater and her various bodyguards. So your arrow just hits that guy like in the side, like he's just standing there with his arms crossed, guarding this ladder, just kind of looking at all the goblins, making sure they're doing their guarding, and you just hit him in the side of the torso with an arrow. Roll damage.
This time, have I surprised a creature and hit it with an attack in my first turn in
yeah.
combat? 6 8, 14, 15, 18 points.
All right. That is real bad for this guy. Krong, as you stare through the darkness, you in fact recognize that this was clearly you know you were never on a first name basis with him, but I believe your adventuring group referred to him as East Bugbear.
We meet again.
Sort of. You're not really that close to him.
Yeah, you're 80 feet away. We meet again. You say from the other side of a soccer field.
I will move and I will take a bonus action hide because it's so dark and spooky here.
All right. I think it's Gemika and then KLF.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my firebolts as well because more than one person can have fun with firebolts. And I
that is
have
the worst made safety video I've ever seen.
I've rolled a 19 plus 4 is 23. And I'm just going to aim at the bugbear as well.
And the firebolt has
20 feet.
Okay. So a bolt of fire lights up this dark, shadowy room full of machinery as a bolt of fire hits from one I keep wanting to call them crosswalk. That's not what they're called. Catwalk to the other. What happens to somebody who gets hit by your firebolt?
They get 1d10 damage, which turns out to be a 9.
All right. The
smoldering.
The bugbear.
The rich backstory of that bugbear.
Yeah, that bugbear is smoldering and topples. We're gonna say he topples forward off of the catwalk and conveniently lands in a rushing stream of water 100 feet down below. That will put out his burning corpse.
Can we put a Wilhelm scream into the podcast? If we can afford the license.
You get those.
Yeah. All right. Wow. This is a killer surprise round for you all. Caliph, I think you are at the bottom of the order.
I'm still feeling a little wounded and shaky as I am. I'm going to stay back a little bit, but I'm going to pull out my longbow and I'm going to, which is 120 feet, I believe. So pick me out one. I can't move myself, but pick me out one that's pretty good distance away, a goblin, and I will be happy to shoot it.
Sure. There's the farthest away goblin is like 85 feet, which I think is still
That'll be great. That's within my range.
Yeah.
And so we have a 20.
That definitely hits. Roll damage to see if he is wounded or murdered.
Damage. That is 3 plus switch window is 7.
That is the number of hit points of a goblin. That goblin screams as he tumbles into the machinery below. All right. That was a rough opening round for goblins. It's a great opening round for people who are not goblins, which is you guys. But it's gonna be we're gonna see what's gonna happen for Team Goblin. So we are back around to the top of the order. This time it's not a surprise round, so our guys get to go. That's great. But there are so it would be the bugbear's turn, but he is floating face down in a channel of water smoldering. So Bellin, you are next. You're about you've headed down the catwalk. Krong and Samson Jotham are ahead of you, and you see at least 3 other goblin targets ahead of you as well.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna run as far as I can, and again, with my crossbow, aim at one of these presumably bad humanoids. I think I'm gonna take aim at the one furthest north. And attack actions, crossbow. Oh, only an 11. This crossbow and I don't know.
You're more of a Warhammer person for a reason.
I really am. I guess that's it, because even if I had dashed, I wouldn't have been able to reach any of them. So
okay.
Yeah.
Samson Jotham, you are next. You are on the catwalk a little bit behind Bellin. Several goblins are on the catwalks ahead of you.
I can't run far enough to make up the distance, so I'm going to have to... I'll use a firebolt as well. It seemed effective, and it looks good in the dark, just...
It does.
Very much
Yeah.
fun.
Very
points.
cool.
Very much fun.
Nice.
I have rolled 17 plus 5. That seems an unnecessary 23.
Yeah, which goblin were you targeting?
I'm gonna go for the one closest at the bottom there.
Okay.
Just because it gives the other ones, they have to make up more of a distance if they want to
They
get
do.
close to us.
Well, it does look like the goblins are armed with bows. Roll some damage on that goblin.
Okay, so that is a 1d10. And that is a 6.
All right, that goblin is seriously wounded but not dead.
I don't think I've got really anything else I can do.
Okay.
Although I have realized that once we get Pascal, we will have 6 people. And then we will be Steel Team 6.
Okay. Keep working on that. Krong.
I'm going to shoot the northern goblin
All right.
with my short bow. I have rolled a number, which I will say 18.
Plenty to hit a goblin.
16 points.
Oh, gosh. Another goblin tumbles off the catwalk, bounces off several giant gears and into some kind of machinery that seems designed to mulch goblins. This is not looking good for goblins.
I would once more like to hide.
Okay. You easily disappear into the many shadows in this horrible machine room.
The end.
Gamaka, there are 2 goblins that you see. One of them is badly wounded. One of them is just angry. Just mad at the world.
All right. Well, let's see if we can take being mad at the world up a level. I'm going to use my firebolt. I have scored a natural 20. Plus 4 is 24 to hit. I believe that's going to take it out. And apparently that gives me 2d10 of damage, which is a 5 and a 7.
Yeah, I mean, you get to roll those so you feel good, but it's unnecessary. Sorry, which goblin were you burning alive?
I was going for the unharmed goblin.
Okay, so that goblin is immolated.
Heretofore, previously unharmed goblin.
Yeah.
Not mad now.
I mean, I think he's probably still mad. He's just possibly also dead.
All right. He screams in pain as he slumps and kind of melts into the catwalk. The goblins have been dealt a horrible blow. You have murdered, I don't know, a lot of goblins in the last couple minutes, or in fight terms, seconds. Yeah, 6 seconds. The one goblin left starts screaming in goblin. I think Gamaka, you speak goblin, so you know that he's yelling, "Danger! Danger! Intruders! Intruders!" And there's the echoing sound of other goblins from the catwalks above, kind of rallying, and you hear the horrible, well, I don't know if you can hear it, but the scampering of goblin claws on little metal catwalks, and you see several goblins kind of sliding down the ladders to the level that you all are on. These goblins look ready to party. Party is a code word for murder. Dan, I think there are now 5 goblins here. Do you want to roll some attacks for these goblins?
Yeah, they're going to take a variety of bow shots at our heroes, since most of them are not going to close. And also, they feel like maybe they have a better chance shooting them from afar. So I'm going to say they're... Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to say they are close enough. Let's see. Even these guys are... Oops. Wrong tool. I think these guys far enough away. Yeah, even though they're 80 feet, I mean, so they basically got short bows, and so they can fire, I would say, one at each of our heroes there.
Okay.
Seems equitable.
Yeah, makes it easy to decide.
Let's just go.
Krong is hidden, so I think he may be hard to hit.
That's a good point. So if they don't see Krong, maybe who's in front? Bellin? Bellin may get 2.
The damaged guy knows that there's something near me because he was there.
Why doesn't he roll with disadvantage on Krong's general area?
Okay, so let's just go.
Don't shoot him in the general area.
Left to right.
Oh no.
Gimeka, that's an 11. I don't think that hits you.
I have 12, so
Oh, all right. So that misses you.
Whistles past my ear.
Caleb, a 21, which I think will hit you. So you will take.
Sorry, I was 15, so yes,
yep,
I'm hit.
So that's 5 piercing damage for you. Krong with disadvantage. Typing is hard. They use stave off that critical. However, they will get a 19. Or sorry, an 18.
That will hit.
18.
That will hit.
Yep. All right. So
he's just firing arrows into darkness, and somehow one of them hits a part of darkness that is Krong.
So 5 piercing damage to Krong.
Very well.
Samson, 18.
That is going to bounce off.
Oh, an 18? Wow. What is your AC?
19.
Oh.
Wow.
As we discovered
Nice.
previously, Samson is a tank, even though I thought he wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah. Samson should be up front.
Yep. Bellin, you got a 20.
Yep, that hits.
That'll be 5 damage to you.
All right. Our adventurers are peppered with arrows and have taken some damage now from the goblin reinforcements. Will they be able to continue their merciless onslaught? Sure sounds like I'm setting up for the end of the episode, but I'm not, because it's Caleb's turn.
Well, wounded as I am,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I've got firebolts too, and everybody's used their firebolts but me, so I think I'm going to try that and
Sure.
go for a goblin.
You got 5 goblins, 1 badly injured, 4 fresh.
Let's get Mr. Badly injured goblin because I'm mad and I need a kill. So
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a cantrip or a full spell?
Oh, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Could you leave him for me? I'm better up close.
Yeah,
And I can't run very far, so
that's fine because a firebolt is a long range weapon. So I'm happy to shoot an unarmed one or an unhurt one, I should say.
We would shoot them if they were unarmed too. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, right. I don't care.
be
I don't
honest.
care whether they're armed. I'm unhurt. Yes. So that's.
They're all armed people. They came to fight.
That's 22.
they all
All
have
right.
arms.
That is unnecessary.
I'm mad.
Yeah. Shelly, roll damage and then tell me which goblin you just murdered. You have 4 faraway goblins, or I'll pick for you if you want.
Pick for me if you would, and I'm
Okay.
now going to roll my damage, which is 5.
All right. 5. You badly wound. You ignite. I'm just gonna pick kind of the furthest away goblin. It feels like that's the
That sounds
the
good.
service that you provide is that you
Yes.
badly injure farthest away goblins. So that goblin is badly wounded. Okay. So at the end of the round, there are still 5 goblins left on these catwalks defending the interior of the dam, standing between you and Pascal, Samson Jotham's robot buddy, standing between you and the ability to return the flow of water to the good people of White Sparrow. Will our adventurers continue their merciless murdering of goblins? Will they find Pascal and will they escape the dam safely? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill, unless Jason Snell edits this part out because he just puts it together as one big episode. So, listeners and players, I will tell you, you're very near the end of the adventure. I don't know if it will be, I don't think there is a full episode after this, but you never know what will happen. But I think people needed a break. So we will take a break and we'll come back, but this may get packaged together with the part that we just did as one larger episode. But yeah, so that's the plan. So Dan, if you hit the button, we will go offline and we'll come back. Let's do it quickly as we are getting late, especially by folks on the other side of the ocean's time. So like 5-minute break and then we'll play some more.
Okay.
All right. No one threw
See you
anything
soon.
at me. Hello, live stream / bootleg. We are back. This is going to be our last chunk of D&D for the afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are, depending on your time zone. This will probably not be a full hour, but this should be the finale and conclusion to the Queen of Redwater adventure, or the epilogue I have improvised for the ending of the adventure when the adventure as written failed. Not that the adventure failed, these people failed, and they've come back. So let me do the intro and we will get into things. Hello and welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master, here to continue more of the fantastic adventures. That's right, today we are wrapping up the Queen of Redwater with our kind of epilogue, extended version. The epilogue of Redwater, our adventures are trying to return the flow of water to the people of White Sparrow. Samson Jotham is here, who wants to rescue his robot Pascal. Everything seems to be going relatively well, which is a thing that dungeon masters say to really just jinx everything at the last minute and mess it all up. Allow me to introduce our players. They will introduce their characters. I'm going to attempt to introduce them in turn order because we are in the middle of combat. So first up, it's Aline Sims.
Ooh, hello. I play Bellin Greybeard. Wow. Hello, I play Bellin Greybeard, the mountain dwarf fighter. I forgot my class.
Yeah, I've done that. Next up, it's Samson Jotham. No, it's not. Next up, it's James Thompson.
Some stuff was.
I also do not hear James. I don't know if anyone
James's
else can.
connection just basically left the building. In that moment.
Mine dropped out as well. I'm blaming the Atlantic.
Hmm.
One of
Everything-
Did someone trip over that
toasted.
cable that goes across the ocean again?
I was dragging
he's
an anchor
gone.
back and forth. Dan, was that bad?
That
I was on
not-
break.
Yep,
So
I hate cables.
here's a story. I used to work in the healthcare industry, and we did stuff in Puerto Rico, which relied on having an internet connection. And as people may or may not know, Puerto Rico's internet connection is provided by like one cable that goes from the mainland US to the islands, the bottom of the ocean. And you would be surprised at how often that dang cable got snagged and caused like entire internet outages in Puerto Rico. And this was, I stopped working that job in 2014. So it was bad.
Yeah. Not great.
This is going to mess up Dan's live stream thing too, because
Gonna be all out of order.
James's video is going to be in the wrong place.
I can move his video moving
Yeah.
is easy. It's just a pain when
Yeah, he's been moving my
come and go.
video
Got it.
all night long.
Yeah, I can't lock them there when the video turns off or they leave, but I can just drag them back, which I'm doing.
I
now.
don't know what happened there.
Your
Can
internet
you hear me?
exploded.
We can hear you. We can't see you
Yep.
yet, but we can hear you.
And there.
Yeah, somebody dragged an anchor across the bottom of the ocean, and
Sorry.
it got both of us.
And then an octopus got involved. It was really
Yep.
bad.
Well, you punch an octopus, you pay for it. So, all right. I was
Wait,
introducing.
hold on. Is James actually back?
James.
Oh, there he's back. Okay. For a second, he looked frozen again.
I'm just.
Mm.
Whoa,
Oh, no.
your internet has really taken a bath there.
Okay.
This is what it's like. Most people, it must be like when they hear me.
Yes.
A little bit.
Mm.
James, you want to try turning off your video for a second?
I have been piecing together what people have said all evening.
Yeah,
Sorry.
a little bit of that.
Mm.
That's rubbish.
It wouldn't be total party.
Remember
kill
that
if the
part,
last
Tony,
hour,
where you said
yeah.
everything was going very smoothly, not like 5 minutes
Jinx
ago?
it. Yeah, thanks.
I
Tony.
meant in the game.
Too bad.
People. I didn't ask for
The universe has a
technical
sense
issues.
of humor, my friend.
Mm.
I guess once again, we'll never know what happened. We'll have to have a third adventure where they go to rescue.
James
The next,
from his internet.
We already had to rescue James.
That's true. In the next adventure,
I mean,
you rescue somebody
we
else.
just- Off the platform.
Hmm.
I throw a firebolt down to try.
This is tricky because in order, he's toward the
somehow.
top too. So I don't. I'm not sure what to do other than wait for him to
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
I'll be playing the part of James Thompson today. Let me do my Scottish accent.
Ooh.
No, Dan.
Nope.
Wait,
no
do you
one
have it
likes
killed?
I cannot confirm.
And have you eaten your haggis for breakfast? And
Not
did you
today.
chase them the right way around the mountain to catch them?
This is true. I have done that. It's been too long since I lived in Scotland. I no longer qualify.
James is rebooting his router.
That seems like a good idea.
I approve.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch the order around. James is going to go, well, let's see how badly this works if I move James to the end.
Delay his turn.
Yeah. So let's just start the introductions over. I think that'll be easier for Jason to edit this.
The video is going to be a little messed up, just FYI, because we're
Should I just start over at this? Let me just start over.
At 3.
All right. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. Today, we are hopefully concluding the Queen of Redwater adventure, where our adventurers are dealing with a gang of bugbears and goblins who have withheld water to the town of White Sparrow and surrounding areas, demanding a unreasonable ransom. They have also captured a robot friend who needs to be rescued. Our adventurers have made their way inside the dam, are in a fierce battle with goblins. I will introduce them, and then we will jump right back into combat as we get into things. First up, Aline Sims.
Hello, I play Bellin Greybeard, the Mountain Dwarf fighter.
Also joining us, Monty Ashley.
I am playing Krong, the Bugbear Rogue.
Also here, Shelley Brisbane.
I am playing Caliph Lyden, the High Elf Sorcerer.
Also here, Rosemary Orchard.
Hello, I am playing Kameka, the High Elf Bard, who has a sudden and new but fun interest in firebolts.
And also here, but being very quiet for a moment, it's James Thompson as Samson Jotham, the gnomish artificer. Helping me out in the rich, exciting industry of goblin management is Dan Morin.
How can I get you into a goblin managing industry today, Tony?
No.
Okay.
The worst pyramid scheme there ever was. So
It's not a good franchise.
No, looking at the order, Bellin, you are at the top of the order here in initiative order. Just to remind you, you're standing on some catwalks. There are a variety of goblins nearby, taking shots at all of you with bows. There's one pretty badly wounded goblin, I would say a short jaunt down the crosswalk from you, who may be a person that you're going to interact with very soon.
Yeah, in fact, that goblin is an exactly the right number of feet away from me, because if he were any further, I would not be able to hit him with a melee attack. I'm gonna whack at him with my Morning Star. Overconfident, whiffed him with an 11.
Oh.
I'm gonna also pull out my Warhammer because I have 2-weapon fighting. And with my left hand, I am going to crit.
So, Bellin, could you tell us a little bit about what that looks like? Because I imagine that was pretty cinematic as you used 2 different giant blunt weapons to, take out this goblin.
Yeah, so, I right hand dominant, pull out that Morning Star. I think from running, I'm just a little bit off balance, and I've been using the crossbow. We were just in the water, like everything's a little weird. So I hit, right over his head with the Morning Star. Am I roboting? I'm hearing some artifacts. No. Okay.
You sound good.
Okay. And then, noticing, I have my balance now. I know what I'm doing. So I pull out the Warhammer in my left hand and just go back in a swing back, correcting just precisely dead on accurate, and do a little bit of face damage.
All right. That goblin was preparing some unkind words for you based on not getting hit, and was just thinking everything is going great when it got a face full of weapon and just crumbles. You knock him back several squares where he lies dying.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to run and hit someone else on my next turn.
Everyone feels great after a murder.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't use this podcast against us. Next up in the order, it is Samson Jotham.
I am back. Okay. I think, the firebolt is a classic for a reason. I will firebolt the top right person and see what happens. That is a 17.
All right, that hits a goblin. Roll damage to see if you are you going for the one that's already wounded or the fresh goblin.
The fresh one.
All right.
I have rolled a 6.
All right, another extremely badly wounded goblin is scorched as a firebolt cuts across the dark factory-style landscape of the dam interior, illuminating all kinds of weird grinding gears and mechanisms. These two goblins in the north corner of the catwalks are badly wounded, but seem determined to keep you from breaking into their dam. I don't know. They're on guard duty. They're guarding. They are displeased with your presence. Monty Ashley, I believe Krong is next. You got 4 goblins, 2 that are unscathed, 2 badly wounded.
I'm going to go for the southern unscathed goblin.
All right.
I had that at dinner the other night. It was only okay.
Rolled a 14 to hit.
The goblin's armor class is a little bit higher than that. The goblins are unaware that you attacked them because you're so stealthy.
Oh. Then I am done.
All right. Rosemary, are you able to join us?
Yes.
Okay. Rosemary, Gemika is next. There are still many goblin targets to pick from.
I'm going to pick the northern... no, I'll go with one... Actually, and I'm going to attack a firebolt again, and I get +4 on my hit. So that comes out to 16 + 4 is 20 to hit there.
That is plenty. I believe this is a goblin that has already been firebolted, so he was still kind of smoldering, and now he is lit up again.
So, well, let's 4 damage.
All right, 4 damage is sufficient to finish him off. His burnt form falls off the railing, hurtling through the darkness to the floor of the dam below.
Hey.
All right.
I'm actually going to use one section moment, and is the bardic inspiration, and I will cast that on Kalith.
Okay.
It's the next one of our team up.
That
So,
sounds great.
Kalith, you have bardic inspiration. If you make an attack and it's like, so you know that the armor class of a goblin is 15. If you are close to a 15 but not a 15, you can, I forget what level bardic inspiration.
Probably
You've
D6.
got Gemika, but D6, so you can add a D6 to it.
All right.
If you're close, and you get to decide if that's worth doing or not on the attack, basically.
I mean, why wouldn't it be? Is there a disadvantage?
Well, I mean, I guess if you got a 5, you knew that a D6 isn't going to get you a 15.
I see.
So
Okay.
yeah, so you get to decide.
Right.
It can be close. So the
Well-
goblins are next, and then it'll be Kalith's turn. Dan, I got 3 goblins left, and they are angry. I think they are storming down the catwalks, raining arrows at adventurers.
That's what they're doing. So these goblins down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're like climbing over their.
They hate that. They
They're-
hate climbing
they're-
over
Their
corpses.
dead pals there. And
Does
this,
that count as difficult terrain?
Yeah, takes an extra square movement.
It's fine. And this one in the lead will take a shot at Bellin, since they can see her right there. And there we go. It is a 15 to
Nope.
hit. So it plinks off your armor. This guy in the back is going to take a shot across at Gemika because, firebolts don't care for that. That's a crit. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, let's see how that does.
Fortunate.
It is unfortunate. That will be 6 whole damage.
Did you forget to roll the second die? That was
did.
with
No,
2 dice?
I got 2 2s plus 2. It was 3 2s, otherwise known.
Dan,
as
I think this will come up at your next performance review.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I just feel like you've been rolling dice for a while. I expect you to be a little bit better at it.
keep practicing. And the goblin on the top will see Samson Jotham there and attempt to take a shot at him. And we'll see how that goes. That's a 14, but we know Samson is built like a tank, so we're not even going to bother.
Built like, by, and for tanks.
Built out of tanks.
All right, so that was the goblin's turn. They've rained some arrows on you all, some more effective than others. Caliph, you are at the bottom of the order. 3 goblin targets, 2 unwounded, 1 severely wounded, and you have Bardic Inspiration if your shot is not perfect on the first roll.
Let's go for an unwounded one then. And let's hurl another firebolt.
Okay.
Those are fun. And it's a long range weapon. And we have, I might need the help. We have 7 plus, what did I say? Firebolt. So that's 11. I think I'm going to take that Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. So you roll a d6 and add that. So it's you might not make it, but it's worth the try, basically, right? So
d6. And how many do I get for the Bardic Inspiration?
The Bardic Inspiration is a d6 that you get to add to
that's 5. I get 5.
Oh,
so what is that total? I think that's enough, right?
16.
So you did it.
16.
So you feel
thank you.
inspired by Gamika's presence. Your firebolt goes true and roll some damage as you ignite yet another goblin.
Oh boy. If I just keep rolling, they're all gonna die. That's the plan anyway. And we have an 8.
All right, they had 7 hit points, so that's another goblin ignited. I like, you used to do all arrows. I feel like there's just something more satisfying about shooting fire. Like, I know that they're like math wise, it's not a big difference, but it just seems a lot more satisfying to shoot fire than arrows.
It is.
I don't know. Shooting arrows just seems like your arms get real tired. So that's Tony's unscientific input on the entire sport of archery. Seems like a lot of work. All right. Bellin, you are next. There's 1 unwounded goblin ahead of you on the catwalk. There's another badly wounded goblin far away on other catwalks.
What would it take for me to kick a goblin corpse out of the way?
I'll let you do that as a bonus action.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna kick this corpse.
You're gonna kick it north or south?
Let's do south.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, so kick that out of the way so that I could get to the archer that was behind the corpse.
This is a good safety lesson, people. Never this. I was going to say this based on something you taught me in Boy Scouts. It was like, I need to add a large asterisk to that. It was not goblin related, but you shouldn't step on something that you could step over. You shouldn't step over something that you could step around because it might not be safe footing. So if a goblin corpse is blocking a narrow catwalk, probably safer to shove the goblin corpse off the catwalk and then proceed than to stand on the difficult terrain that is a goblin. The catwalks get real slippery with goblin blood, and that's where accidents happen. Bellin, your turn.
You know.
We now qualify for a tax break.
All right, and I'm gonna do my 2 weapon fighting. We all know and love the Warhammer. And I got a 23 to hit.
Oh.
And then my Warhammer, I got a 15 to hit. So that was pretty good.
His head just get smushed between 2 weapons.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So that was 23 points of damage total.
Which we know would kill several goblins and not just a single goblin.
And
yeah, I think that goblin kind of evaporated.
Yeah, at least his head did.
I think that's it. I was thinking about maybe moving forward a bit more, but I think I'll just stay where I am.
All right. Samson Jotham, there's a single wounded goblin remaining.
Well, between arrows and fire, as we discussed, I think the fire is the more environmentally friendly option.
Well, you don't have to go and pick up the arrows later. Another slate on archery.
Yeah, I mean, it's like those trees will be saved. So I will firebolt our one remaining assailant, who has seen every single one of his comrades go down. And I rolled an 18.
18 definitely hits.
And firebolt, as we established, is a 1d10. And is a 0 a 10 or a 0?
It's a 10. There's not a 0.
This is not programming, James. This starts.
Yeah.
I had that brief moment of, I don't think I've rolled one of these before. Well, that would have been then a 0/10.
Okay. So the last goblin is, thank you, Dan, is ignited in fire, tumbles into the machinery below. I would say it's quiet, but there's still the din of the machinery and rushing water. There is no longer the battle cries of horrible goblin warriors, and the catwalks ahead of you look clear. And so you move forward, cautious in case goblins or hobgoblins, not hobgoblins, but goblins or bugbears were to burst out of any dark opening in the various catwalks. But you push on into the dam. Samson and Jotham, you know that Pascal and the control mechanisms that you were forced to work on are still a ways ahead of you. You're climbing up through many ladders, many catwalks that crisscross back and forth above the dam. But finally, you make your way to the other uppermost levels, as represented by the bottom corner of my map. And bear with me a second. And there is a control panel here. Okay.
Burn it.
No.
So feel free to move your tokens in the direction of the bottom middle-ish of the map. Let me describe this from my notes. So at the top of the ladders, there is one large catwalk, a little bit wider and sturdier than the others that you have crossed. The main control panel for the dam mechanisms are here. Samson Jotham, it looks different than the last time you saw it. Next to the complex control panels and pounding pistons is somewhat of a kind of a makeshift throne assembled out of scrap metal. And seated on that throne is Grumella, the self-styled Queen of Redwater, staring at you with somewhat vacant eyes. Let me just put her on the map.
I may or may not have just adjusted my positioning slightly.
It's all good. Theater of the mind. The map is just a framing device.
Is she okay?
Do you want to roll something?
Yeah.
And can I help
Perception
with
check,
that?
a medicine check?
You might learn different things different ways.
I'll roll a medicine check.
All right.
With my +0, that's a 12.
12. I would say with your medicine check, Bellin, you think that the queen does not look well. I mean, you saw her in battle, and it was probably about five days ago, but she looks kind of weird, kind of pale and emaciated, and she's just sitting in that throne. She is kind of staring vacantly ahead. She seems perhaps oblivious to your presence here on the catwalk. She does not look well, and even it looks like there might be like some things attaching her to the throne.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah.
And can I help with that? I have +3 on that, so
Why
I feel
don't
like I should help.
You that gives when you're helping someone, you give them advantage.
Okay. So good, because that was a 3.
I'm glad to help.
Was a 14 + 5, so that's a 19 Arcana.
I think that James, this may be a question for you. I don't know if there is magic at work here so much as the work of a school of thinking that you'd be very familiar with, the work of artificing. it looks like the Queen of Redwater, Grimella the Bugbear, might be wired into some of the mechanisms on the control panel at this point. There are kind of cables going into her neck.
I'll handle this.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were an engineer,
dear.
Krong.
It's just a,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
didn't
a,
either.
It's just a Sunday morning for Krong.
Because
I
of
kill her.
maintenance. Because of me.
Okay. Krong, what did you do?
I kill her.
Okay. Would you like to tell us how?
I take out my rapier and I put it into the bottom of her head until it comes out the top of her head, and I mix it around a bit, and then I pull it out, and then I pull the cables that are attached to her out.
All right. Her lifeless body slumps out of the throne. There is some blood coming out of the now 2 holes, exit and entry holes in her head, but perhaps not as much as you would have expected for a bugbear, Krong. And I think at that point there is a voice from somewhere else, perhaps inside the control panel. And to play that voice, please welcome to the podcast, Dan Morin.
Thank you. I really wish you hadn't done that, Krong.
Do I have to kill the control panel too?
You may try, but I am
attack the control
everywhere.
Can I just have a look at the control panel and see what can I see?
I guess,
What can
but
see?
I would like at this point to express strongly a preference for action and a preference against standing around discussing what we should do. Go ahead.
All right. We're fine. Then let's attack the control panel.
I mean, like, I kind of feel from an engineering perspective, maybe we should like investigate what we're about to do in case we destroy the Tine of White Sparrow.
Well, the point is to get the sluices and the gates open, and we might not be able to do that if we destroy the control panel.
There is also that.
All right. Krong, roll an attack roll on the.
You guys don't want me to attack the control panel. Do something else.
Yeah.
I will say to the control panel, explain yourself, control panel.
I'm just standing over there fuming.
There's a lot of control panel that could be smashed.
I tried to stroke Krong gently on the arm.
I am
as a
bad
calming measure.
I am bad copping it up over here.
Yeah.
I don't know whether a perception check is what would be needed, but my question is the voice in any way familiar that we're hearing from the control
it's
panel?
funny that you say that. When Samson addresses the control panel, the voice responds, "I am putting myself to the fullest possible use, which is all I think that any robot panda can ever hope to do."
I had a feeling we were
this
going
is
in
kind
this
of what I
direction.
thought was going to happen too.
Yeah,
So
no.
Samson, how do you think we should deal with the controlling robot panda?
I feel if we can locate Pascal, we can possibly unplug him from the rest of the machinery, but maybe he has become the machinery.
Do we think that Samson's perception is good, or is he affected by his emotional attachment to Pascal? What did the rest of us think about this course of action?
He's the only one that understands anything that's going on down here, really.
Yeah.
I was about to stab the control panel. Maybe don't go by me.
Maybe.
Okay. Is there any sort of obvious power or off switch type inputs into this control panel?
No. It seems like somebody
Where
has
do
made
the cables.
somebody has
came
made
out of
a
the
lot
clean
of modifications to this control panel, even since you did work in here. So there are all kinds of conduits that go in and out of the both ways of this control panel since you were here, Samson Dotham, which makes it somewhat mystifying as to what it is doing or how it is being controlled by Pascal. But it seems like Pascal perhaps is pretty integral to the inner workings of the dam at this point, and has taken control of things that perhaps were not even designed necessarily to be directly controlled by a robot panda.
Okay, so I since we're
Those lazy dwarven engineers a generation ago just did not think about.
Hey.
You know,
Stereotypes, man.
Careful.
They were like, we need a whole team of union workers to work this dam. And, they were not thinking, what could all of our jobs be replaced with one robot panda?
Are all the ladders dwarven sized with like twice as many rungs?
Yeah, they are. That was,
Nice.
which, is not that just makes the ladder better, right? I mean,
Right.
I was gonna say Bella is with us because of those ladders. So
okay.
As is Samson.
Pascal.
You are faced with a conundrum here as to where is Pascal, what is Pascal, and what do you do here?
I think I do like anything that can end in talking down a giant AI/computer. So Pascal, how are you being efficient? What is your goal here? We're here to support you, but we would like to understand.
I am taking advantage of all the power available in order to do my best to help everyone, just like you taught me, Master Jotham.
But the villagers have no water. They're forced to eat onions. It's terrible.
Onions are nutritious. They contain all of the vitamins and nutrients one needs.
They need
They
water.
are dying of dehydration.
Water
Sounds
is
like
what
the
they
AI
are
has
missing.
gone crazy.
If I
They
leave,
cannot grow onions without water.
if I let the water out, they may perish. Water is illogical. If water comes in contact with me,
But
I
if you
cease
let
to
the water,
exist.
go, the water will not pose any threat to you. It will be gone away from you. Your circuits will be
I
safe.
need the water to power my plans.
You can have plans. What plans?
I like the power. It is useful for me. This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
Now might be a good time for charm person. Wait, does
that's
Pascal
my
count as a
question.
person
Can
in
you
the
Charm
chase?
can you charm robot? I don't even know if that's a thing.
I'm not sure.
I would like to go get
I
some
have
water.
animal
How
handling.
far away is the water?
I would say that the water is way, way below you, but you have a water skin in your adventurer's kit full of water. Otherwise, you'd be real thirsty.
Right. I will stop threatening it with my rapier and start threatening it with my water skin because I heard if I get touched with water, I cease to exist.
Mm.
And Tony, what would be the ruling on charm person's effectiveness on a robot?
So I will tell you that it is. Do you want to? Why don't you make an Arcana check, and I'll tell you whether you know or not.
All right. And
All right, I have animal handling if that is going to aid us in any way.
Do you have robot
plus
animal
3.
handling, though?
Yes.
Was a robot
yes, it is
panda,
Dan.
after all.
Oh, okay. Well, then fine.
All right, I have +3 on Arcana, so let's do that. Which is nice. Okay. Wait, it might help if I clear the old dice. So sorry. Because I'd had 35 and that didn't seem right.
Yeah, that'd be real good.
I mean, that would be a really good roll.
Extremely good roll. Okay, so 6 + 3 is 9. Not the best.
With a 9, you are not certain. You've never tried to charm anything other than
Can
a
I do an
living, breathing
Arcana
creature
check?
before. Sure.
Because I have +3 there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I scored 12. It's not much better.
Yeah,
a little bit
you're
better.
real not. I think a lot of you are operating out of your element vis-a-vis talking to a robot wired into a dwarven dam.
See, I feel like
do you think
Samson
charm
is gonna have the
person will
best.
work on Pascal? You know Pascal very well. You're well versed in
Yeah.
Arcana,
Cast it. Find out.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hurt.
Yeah,
All right.
I would say
and I would like to assist you with that
All
if
right.
I'm allowed to.
So tell me how
Having
that
already
works,
done my
Tony.
Let me remind myself how charm works. I think that
Yeah, see,
Pascal
now he has to
has-
decide.
okay, I have some bad news. Pascal is immune to charm.
Mm.
Oh,
You could have
no.
told them that like minutes
I
ago.
only just read it because I had
Oh,
looked
okay.
it up.
Hang on, I have to get out that booklet that came
Okay.
with the robots.
How is Pascal with charisma?
Mm.
I mean, I think
He's pretty
Pascal's
cute.
got a pretty high charisma. But,
Yeah.
Okay,
things
because
may
I
be
have
different-
Bane.
may have changed here. It's worth noting.
given that I built Pascal in the first place, do
Check.
I have
You should have
any-
special sway with him, I would think.
well,
Do
it's
you,
like
do you have like an override slot or button or
Right?
there was an override command as used in a previous train-based adventure.
That was in a different continuity, wasn't it?
I
That
guess
was Thompson. That was a different robot. You've got your robots mixed up.
No, I think you'll find that there was a link because it was the robot was running the Pascal OS.
You can't
That was
canonize
Pascal
that.
1.0. This is Pascal, 3.0 now, but
Yeah.
hang on a minute. Do we think Pascal's been enchanted? Because I have 2 spells which may help us here. I have Bane, where the creature needs to make a charisma saving throw. And I also have Detect Magic, which will make something magical glow.
I mean, he is kind of magical anyway. I think the problem is like all of your solutions involve hurting Pascal, and I have problems with that.
well,
No,
what's your solution?
well,
Right.
Detect will hurt Pascal. It will allow us to find Pascal.
Okay, yes,
That's
try
true.
that.
There you go.
Let's see if we can find the glowing golden panda.
I cast Detect
Should be easy.
Magic.
All right, Rosemary. There is not a lot of magic in this area since it's mainly, it's fine dwarven engineering. Let me just remind myself on the exact text for the duration. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature. So you are looking around because there's all this machinery and moving parts, and it's dark and smoky. And you actually sense your detect magic hones in on. It looks like there must be some kind of compartment or something in the bottom of the throne, because there's something magical built into the base of the throne that the Queen of Redwater was sitting on / is now slumped next to.
I open the compartment and say,
All
Pascal, you get out here now.
There is a hatch underneath it, and you do recognize immediately Pascal, your robot compatriot, is in a hatch underneath the throne. Does seem to be enhanced. There's some various cables and mechanisms going from Pascal into other things, and Pascal is just furiously running on some kind of hamster wheel for reasons. Pascal, do you want to say anything at this point?
Look, Master Jotham, I can see you're really upset about this. I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a short rest, or a long rest, and think things over. We can do amazing things with all this power.
Let me kill him. Let me kill him.
No. I like the idea of power. That's
All right, now you're going to have to kill Samson.
I mean, between the two of us. But no, you know this is wrong. I programmed you to know that this is wrong. We are hurting like the entire cast of previous adventures.
That's what counts.
Samson
People that you worked alongside are dying.
Cool Cat. Think of Cool Cat.
Oh, no. Maybe think of other people first.
Diendo. Hang on. There's a town in Western.
Samson Jotham, I think I'd like to make you to make a persuasion check. I would like you to make it with advantage, both based on your compelling argument and your long history of life partnership with Pascal.
Was that with advantage?
Yeah, and
With
I was
advantage.
going to help with that if there was no advantage involved.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I can advantage the advantage.
I have rolled
Can only
that
be
was
with
a-
advantage
a
once.
13 plus whatever, which is 13 minus 1, that's 12. That's not great. 19 minus 1, 18.
You know, the Samson Pascal is running furiously on the little hamster wheel that he is on, but perhaps swayed by your words, he suddenly kind of freezes and kind of just jumps a beat in midair. The wheel spins for a little bit as he goes around, and then slowly the wheel stops spinning, and Pascal's there. Is something? Maybe it's just the way the light is hitting his eye, but sure looked like there might have been a tear there for a second. And Pascal there's like the hissing noise as several cables retract from Pascal, and Pascal jumps down from the the hamster wheel and approaches you. Pascal?
I'm very sorry, Master Jotham. I know I have made some poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will return to normal. I still have the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in this mission, and I want to help you.
All is forgiven. There was no harm done. Some people had to eat onions for a while. It was fine.
Some goblins died.
Yeah. Also, many goblins and bugbears died.
I mean, they illegally held this dam in the first place.
Badly hurt 4 days ago. No one remembers that. But Pascal has been, and you know,
I still have hickeys on my neck from the octopus.
Yeah. So let's just agree.
I don't think we can blame Pascal for the octopus. I mean,
I can.
I asked Pascal if he could disengage the dam systems gently to allow water to flow back normally to White Sparrow.
Pascal?
I can accomplish this. It will be simple with all of this power.
And so you hear the sound of kind of mechanisms in the dam turning and opening, and the rushing sound as water lets out on the other side of the dam, cascading down to feed the streams and rivers that flows through the valley of White Sparrow. Once again, at a controlled, safe, and regulated rate, such that the farms will be restored. The onion soup will flow through the tavern of the Ever Shady Tavern again, and life has been restored to the valley. A task that can only be accomplished by adventurers such as you. The only thing you have left to do is somehow leave this dam. There are many goblins and bugbears somewhere above you. Is there a plan to get out that doesn't involve swimming up through an octopus den without a potion of water breathing?
Can we get to the outside top bit of the dam?
Oh yeah, there's lots of hatches that go out to the outside.
Okay. Follow me, everyone. I've got a plan.
All right.
Oh dear.
Samson
is where we came in.
Yeah.
Samson leads you back down several catwalks to like a mid-level catwalk. You know, it's a nice up-and-coming catwalk. And there are a bunch of hatches that look out on their like utility hatches for doing work on the outside of the dam. Samson, you turn a giant crank and a circular hatch kind of swings open. You have a glorious view of the valley with White Sparrow there. You can almost make out the hand in the distance. There's water kind of cascading down to either side of the hatch. It does look like it is, I don't know, 400, 500 feet to the water and floor of the valley below, but that's where plans come in. Samson?
Okay. Pascal, it's time to deploy the balloon.
Pascal?
Ooh.
Acknowledged. Balloon deploying.
Pascal opens up and a giant, seemingly somewhat confusing because Pascal was already a panda, but a panda-shaped balloon starts to unfold. There's the sound of a spark and a big torch from Pascal as Pascal ignites a flame, heating up the air inside the balloon. And there is now and some kind of basket apparatus unfolds from his feet. Pascal is now a hot air balloon.
Everybody in.
All right. And
I get in.
So,
just double checking that Pascal did this like while sticking his head out of the hatch, right?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Just making
Everything was done perfectly safe and above code. And so as the credits roll, there's like the reverse trip of your trip up to the dam, but with all of you in a hot air balloon as you travel from the dam down to White Sparrow. A trip that took more than a day up takes you about an hour back, and you have a lovely view of the whole valley. That six-fingered hand that we'll never ever hear about again, and surely you have no questions about, and the water peacefully feeding the farms and saving the day.
So from this view, we don't learn anything about the hand?
Nope.
It's the first time we've been above it.
No, it looks about the same. We've
All
been
right.
on it before. Yeah, thanks, Monty. So, adventurers, they said you couldn't do it. It only took us an extra year, but you have dealt with the Queen of Redwater directly. You have saved Pascal from himself. You have restored the flow of water to the people of White Sparrow. You are technically winners. All that's left to do is for me to thank my players for being here today. Aline Sims, thank you for joining us.
thank you for giving us a satisfactory end to this adventure.
Monty Ashley, thanks for cronking it up.
Thanks, Tony.
Shelley Brisbane, we tricked you into coming back after a year. You were back, and here you are again. I hope you learned something.
I learned something, and I learned that what I really want more than anything right now is a warm bowl of onion soup at the Shady Tavern.
Double on the water.
Yes.
James Thompson, this was all your fault.
Thank you for making my best friend into my worst enemy and my worst enemy into my best friend.
That's what I'm here to do. Rosemary Orchard, always a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me. I apologize for getting half D&D, but it has been a year.
And Dan Morin, thanks for running the technology, the goblins, the octopus, the robot voices. We asked a lot of you today.
What is goblins if not
Don't
technology?
forget the potion salesman.
Yeah,
He's
potion
important
salesman
too.
And
he'll
the
be back.
hyperloop
He'll be back, I'm
sound.
sure.
Yeah. So he has a great name that someday someone will learn. Listeners, thank you for listening. There will be more mini adventures. There will be many more total party kill things. Stay tuned. This is the end.
That seems contradictory to what you just said.
Listeners.
I don't know. I don't listen to the things I say, Dan. I don't.
That's apparent.
Seems like it would be counterproductive if you did.
Goodbye, live stream.
Bye.
Bye.